using the knowledge that you had acquired about the uh, warehouse district in the general area, you made your way over to the Dryad's apothecary. Verlon went in and introduced himself to her. He bought a few herbs and inquired about the eagle-eyed gem that you were seeking. She was initially somewhat cautious, but did admit that she did have the gem and would be willing to sell it for 1,000 gold pieces. Um, Verlon declined that offer um, out of necessity, basically. And you all decided to, a few of you actually decided to return to Hemswick Hall to talk to Quinn to see if he had any advice on how to proceed. And he, for the most part, he didn't. Basically, was just saying, kind of do your best with what you've got. Um, that's kind of all he was able to give you. Um, Grix, using his locate object spell, was able to verify that the gem was in fact in the apothecary, and you all concluded that the best course of action was to attempt to steal it from her. So you waited till the evening, um, and Vix and Grix, quite the pair, were chosen to attempt the thievery, while the rest of you waited outside to provide if things went south. Um, Vix and Grix were actually quite successful in their attempt at sneaking through the tower. Grix using a little bit of his wizardry to make sure that the Dryad didn't wake up from her trance. Because as I mentioned previously, had he not used his die there to change her role, she would have woken up. Traveling through the tower, you did find the gem in the attic on the body of the man who had stolen it from Moira. But you discovered that Creighton's body wasn't the only body that was up there, and you encountered quite a few rotting corpses, both animals and humanoids. It smelled quite terrible, and Grix, I believe, got sick because of it. Um, from there, you hurriedly made your escape and headed out to meet with Moira. And as you made your way towards a plaza, you spotted Moira looking a little bit nervous. Her posture was quite different than when you had seen her before. Her head down and her shoulders were a bit slumped. She greeted you and through a short bit of conversation, she admitted that she hadn't actually believed that you all would be able to acquire the gem, and that she was basically just planning on using her birds to follow you to try and track down where Creighton went. Um, Basically, just stating that no one actually hires Fortuna's favor to do anything because, I mean, they're terrible, right? But she did let you know that she didn't actually have the money that she had promised you. And it was here that Hugo, the Goliath that you had met previously, came walking down the street with a couple of his associates and made mention that it looked like he was right about her after all. And that is where we left off. And so that is where we will pick up.
Dan's still holding the damn thing of like kind of away from her, so she's the eagle eye. Yeah.
So, as Hugo walks down the street and says, well, it looks like someone was right about old Moira, wasn't he? And Moira sort of like gets a disgusted look on her face and yells out at Hugo, just telling him, "Oh, shut up, you great oaf! No one wants to hear your stupid opinion. What are you doing here anyway?" Hugo responds, "I'm just looking out for my new friends here. I'd hate to see more innocent folk get hoodwinked by you.
Oh, for fuck's sake, find a room and bend her over a basin.
So, Miss Moira, it seems that you do not have the agreed upon payment and that the contract was actually made in bad faith. As such, we will retain possession of the gem until we can either find another buyer or you can come up with the money, plus a 20% penalty. And with that, I will turn to Hugo. Would you like to buy the gem for the previously discussed price?
He kind of smirks a little and goes, I'll pay what she was paying.
Well, after the penalty, she would be paying more than what you originally offered.
Not my penalty, is it?
He's got a point.
It's also not your decision.
Real Matt, when I identified this, was I like, would I have any idea like how valuable it was? Like just having just knowing magic and having been around magical items.
Probably. I mean, it's worth something, but it's not like the issue with all magical items in general is that you have to find somebody to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
so
I guess
it's
what
really
I'm saying,
it's really only worth what somebody would pay for it, and there aren't a whole lot of like. So I always just use Critical Role as the example. There there aren't shops around here like that. They're just like, oh look, come and buy all of our magical
Yeah.
items. Like that doesn't exist in this world.
So am I thinking how bad of a ripoff do I think the 1,000 gold price was from that woman?
It's probably. I mean, you would guess that it's somewhat reasonable. I mean,
Okay.
obviously it's marked up a bit, but in general, because again, the issue with it being that if you it's what people are willing to pay for it, right? So
Yeah.
like you weren't
Okay.
willing to pay for that, so she could have sold it somewhere else for obviously less, but
Okay.
you would have to find somebody more than likely that would be one, have a bunch of money, and two, be like a collector of magical items, because like there isn't like a pawn shop for magic items, I
Okay.
guess is what it boils down to.
I'm not gonna actually say anything. I'm gonna point to Caden and cast message and just whisper and say, it's worth much more than what he's willing to pay.
Can I respond when you use message?
Yep.
Yeah, telepathic, or not telepathic, but it's like a good response, yeah.
It can reply in a whisper, yeah.
Offloading it now would be better than holding on to it for a few hundred gold.
I'll just give him a nod, but just wanted to pass the information.
Does this mean we have to go talk to Quinn again?
No,
Yes,
I'm
it does.
inclined to split the difference.
That's not your call. You've taken
Here's
a
the thing.
contract. Honor it.
Yeah, the contract doesn't exactly apply here because she doesn't have the damn money. Frankly, I'm about to shove this thing down the grate.
Well, that's Quinn's decision as he took the contract on. This is not our decision. If both of them wish to accompany us, they can.
That strikes me as a terrible idea. Hugo seems alright, but this lady kind of jerks the thumb at her. I don't really trust her with any sort of information if she's using them damn birds.
I don't care who gets the stone, but we should take it to Quinn to decide.
Just bring him along with us then.
Alright, but
if someone is willing to pay the price that the contract was for, it would be completed.
Again, but that's down to Quinn, not any of us.
We aren't really in the contract anymore, so somebody's paying for this damn thing. Is it going to be her? Is it going to be him?
They can pay.
Pebble sits down.
They can pay for it in the correct place and in the correct way.
Mr. Hugo, would you mind accompanying us back to our guild hall?
He just kind of crosses his arms, like, nah.
He must not care for the object that much then.
Well, he cares about spiting Moira here.
Well, I don't see Quinn fulfilling the contract with no sort of payment, so I think he'll be happy with her not getting it either way.
So we return the stone to Quinn, and he decides.
Kind of a stick in the mud, ain't you? Deanna kind of looks at him. That's not unappreciative of the fact. But yeah. Well,
If you
I'll,
start going
I'll-
back on your word, you don't get hired for jobs.
I'll make my way over to Verlin and kind of whisper so that only he can make out what I'm saying. She broke the contract already, so upholding it isn't much of a concern anymore. I'm worried about leaving now and Hugo losing interest in the item.
That's not my concern. He either pays for it or he doesn't. Our job was to retrieve the gem. Quinn can handle what happens next. That was the contract, not for us to sell it.
Yeah, but if we don't sell it, we don't get paid.
Then Quinn can sell it. It is not our job to do it.
Then we still don't get paid.
are we seriously going to be thinking about this in the middle of the street? If we're really going to be doing this, yeah, talk to our boss man. These two can wait here. And Dan's going to try to just. He's going to freaking go up to Grix and kind of like, would you mind? I'm heading there one way or another. Fuck this.
Yeah. I'll move out of the way and let him head on out, and probably just follow him out.
With the orb still in his hand, he's gonna ruffle top of Grix's head like in a playful way. He goes, "Thank you, lad." And
Are
he's
we
gonna.
all going?
He's going
Or
to
is
quit.
some of us staying here to watch these two?
No, I'm accompanying the orb back to the guild.
Well, Daniel will be going to Quinn, so if anybody's following, that'd be time to do it.
Does this
I'm
mean we're
s-
leaving?
I'm pretty much following Dawn and Pebbles wherever they go.
They're basically playing cards in the street. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hugo,
it'd be
do
pretty
you
boring
think-
to watch these two, so I'll just shrug and follow after.
Okay. And she gets up, she the cards back to Dawn and is like, I guess we're moving.
I guess so.
Hugo, why don't you go take a rest at your home, and we'll come find you once we've sorted this out.
He just turns around and walks away, doesn't say anything.
Daniel's gonna call over his shoulder and say, "Come on, short stacks."
I'm gonna walk up to Pebble's side and just say, very annoying one, huh?
I don't mind him. I know I'm short.
He kind of just looks and kind of huffs and walks off.
Hi ho, to Quinn we go.
God, the size of these maps changes every time, so now it's like zoomed in.
Well, bless them for actually putting in a zoom counter, though. God almighty. Hi, boss man, you around?
So when you get back to the guild hall, you can see that Quinn is actually there, and he's kind of I want to move him over here. He's like cleaning tables, seemingly to no real effect. He's just kind of like muttering under. Seems kind of put off about something. And you can see that I'm gonna move Nix back to his seat. He's Nix is kind of like sitting there with his feet up a little bit, and his cat is sitting in his lap, and he's just sort of like absent-mindedly petting the cat as it's purring very loudly, and Quinn's just kind of muttering as he's not really cleaning, but keeps like scrubbing the same spot.
Daniel's gonna reach out and just kind of, not like hard, but like just kind of on the back.
He just kind of stutters a little bit and looks up with his usual smile.
Boss man, we got a problem.
That seems to be going around, yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. You tell us ours. We'll tell you ours. You tell us yours. But here's the thing. He's gonna set the orb like right on the table, right where Quinn can see it. The person who gave us the job to begin with didn't exactly have the coin to be paying us for it. Frankly, she said we were so shit that she would have just had us go get the thief and be done with it. So, here's the question. What's the guild try to say about this?
I have no idea what the guild charter says. That's Nix's thing. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys want to do with it?
I made something up on the spot and told the client that if we would take possession of the item and start looking for someone else to sell it to. And if she wanted it, she would have to show up here with the agreed upon sum plus a penalty before receiving it and before we sold it to someone else.
Do we know what it does?
Sort of. According to Grix, this thing has a bit of a way with the birds. You literally see through bird's eye. The cat would love it. And you can tell him what to do once in a while, if I understand him right.
That doesn't seem very useful.
Yeah, for spying on, I imagine. That's kind of the trick. But the thing is, from what Grix also said, you gotta be working with this thing on a daily basis. After that, you gotta keep putting it on.
You see, he just kind of has like this sort of bewildered look on his face, like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I don't want that thing.
Grix is gonna just like kind of clear his throat a little bit and just say, there was a bit of discussion. People wanted to just sell it, but also didn't want to just go against what you wanted. But if you're saying we have the decision to make, I think we should.
I'm inclined to agree, but keeping this thing is starting to give me the jitters.
Who's Hugo? I don't know who that is.
He's a man that was well, he doesn't like Moira very much, and he wanted to buy it from us just so she couldn't have it, but he's still willing to pay at least something instead of just holding on to a gem that, as you said, is not very useful to any of us.
And then he stops for a second and goes, okay, so actually, how did you get this?
You remember the question we asked about, breaking into places. This is kind of where we got the damn thing. Turns out there's a bunch of bodies in the Dryad's attic.
Okay, so I'm happy to. You guys can do whatever, like in situations like this, you just do what you think is necessary, and what I mean, you don't have to get necessarily like approval or anything, but I would also just like to think about what are the ramifications of the situation that we've had so far. So we stole something, and so that's a potential enemy.
Grix's hand goes up like he's in school again.
He ignores you for now.
Okay.
So we have a potential enemy in the Dryad now, which is seemingly a bad idea. We have this person who has birds that follow people around, and we're going to. To everyone's credit, she seemingly kind of screwed us over, but then we in turn are going to attempt to screw her over, and then sell her item that she hired us for in bad faith, to be fair, to someone who hates her as well. Um, do we know what kind of person Moira is? Like, is this an do are we? I guess I just feel like this is our first job, and we're making enemies potentially overall, and that seems bad.
Frankly, this is called kind of a misunderstanding to begin with, but from what I can tell, she is not a good lady. From the sounds even Hugo saying, jilted lover, no. He kind of gives like a weird wave of his hand like that, like, moving on. I'm not liable to give her this, but she doesn't really have the money for it anyway. And apparently she got a bit of a lady boner going on for Grix over there.
Maybe you should pick our clients better.
He just sort of laughs. Oh, yeah, that would be.
We need options
nice.
in order to pick, Pebbles.
Well, if the pickings are slim, Pebble, then we kind of got screwed one way or another, right?
Then we should just choose one where we play cards.
Also, not that this is important, but it's kind of funny because Vix and Pebble, you're both actually on the other side of the wall from him. So you're just like disembodied voices. Just like, hey, you suck. Pick better people.
I mean, to be fair, do you want to look your boss in the eye when you say that?
I mean, this is fair. I just thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah. So here's kind of the problem, and that's kind of where we're asking, is that it's not where even Berlin kind of said, old stick in the mud that he is, kind of a playful wink. He seems to have cooled off a little bit. I guess here's the thing. At least we get some money out of it with Hugo, but that does kind of screw up the contract. But if she in bad faith, then I'm not inclined to do shit for her. I mean, would you agree with that?
I mean, what are our other options? Like, what can we?
I mean, I could take this orb and shove it up your ass, but I'm pretty sure you don't want that.
At this point, I'm inclined to do whatever gets this gem out of our hands the fastest.
Yeah, and if we can get money by doing so as well, all the better.
I mean, sure. You guys. I mean, I'm fine with selling it to this other dude.
I don't think he wants it anymore from the way he left.
Well, he didn't. Thing is, he didn't say a word, Pebble.
I'm pretty sure he would have said, yes, come to my house if he actually wanted it.
I think he knows where we need to. I think damn it. Sorry. Well, he knows we know where he lives.
He
Grix is
probably
gonna
would have relished in the idea of us handing the gem over to him in front of Moira.
Well,
Now it's a little less
Grix is
spiteful.
just gonna speak up again and just say, Quinn, first of all, we didn't steal it from the dryad. She had a dead body in her attic, and we took it off of that.
Apparently he had a lot of dead bodies up there.
Yes, so technically we stole it from the dead body.
Fricks threw up.
Multiple times. Next, if she does not have the money, if she has an item like this, that means she most likely would have something else like this. So perhaps she could pay us what she has, and then we can also accept something else as trade, and that way the first contract will not be declined. It will still be finished.
Maybe we can just get another first contract.
Data kind of lifts the fingers and what are the rules here about? Is there anything about the charter about indentured servitude? Because she could work off that money here, I'd imagine.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because that is part of the lore of the world that we haven't really gotten into, particularly in Tredivoria. It's like slavery, like true slavery, is not really a thing. Obviously, there are, at least it's not. There's no like, I guess, legal slavery, but indentured servitude is a thing. So it's basically like slavery for a little while, and then you can eventually get released, kind of a scenario. But that is a thing, and that is a thing that exists in limited amounts in most places on Agamar. It does exist in Rivengard, but in Rivengard it's mostly done for like apprentices. So like a blacksmith or something might have an indentured servant, and so it's kind of a hand in hand. Like you're gonna learn the trade, but you're gonna basically be for all
You're
intents and
working
purposes.
for room and board.
Yeah, I mean, so that's within Rivengard. That's pretty much the way that the servitude works. Is that for the most part, it's done for trade skills. In other parts of the continent, like I mentioned, Tredivoria, where it's the most common, it's done um, for everything. So like you just like you may work for a rich family, and you're like their housekeeper for 50 years or whatever. And so there's a lot in Tredivoria in particular. It's sort of it's kind of like slavery, but they just call it that just to make it sound nicer. But a lot of those people never get out of it.
Make it sound nicer.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
is there? But there, I guess, if we were to take her as an indentured servant, is there any way to enforce it or no? Aside from like chaining her to something.
In Rivengard, there would be like contract work so that you would do so. Like for example, like again, like a blacksmith apprentice, like they could sign themselves into indentured servitude. So it is within Rivengard, at least, it is a choice of the person to say, yes, I will enter into this servitude for a certain period of time to gain these skills or to pay off a debt or whatever the reason may be. But yeah, it would be a thing that would be official and they would have to sign.
Then, like, yeah, Daniel's question would stand. I was like, well, can't we just get it to work here?
I mean, she would exactly do we want her to do? Do we even? I mean, we don't. What would? So she controls birds in some way, obviously.
Right now the guild leader is cleaning tables. You could be looking out for more contracts. There are many other more useful things you could do. Perhaps we could have someone for the bar and cleaning up and such.
I'd
Yeah,
go for that.
instead of clean tables, go find a good client that'll actually have.
You see Daniel kind of like face palm, like, didn't know he's your boss.
You
Or
just threatened to shove
maybe
up the gem up his butt.
That was a
That's
joke.
what
You
you-
realize that.
he don't bring horses into a bar, but here we are, right?
Touche.
Carrot
Alright.
is small. He fits.
Okay, so our options are to see if she's willing to make a trade, be an indentured servant, sell it to Hugo, or find another person to sell it to altogether.
Well, we can ask her straight up. You got two choices: either work for us till we get this sorted out, or offer us something in exchange, or we're going to Hugo. It's kind of simple.
Yeah, so that's. I guess we'll start with her then. See if she has anything to offer before we bring it to Hugo.
I think we all can agree on that. He kind of leans forward and says, "What do you say, bro?"
Well, we're no longer breaking the contract, so that's fine by me.
We need to get you high and wasted one of these days. Maybe that stick will come loose, huh? He kind of gives like another smile. Just kind of starts going to the door.
Rex is gonna not very quickly, but just start picking up all his papers and stuff and putting them back into perfect place where they were.
And Quinn just kind of stops everybody. And do we even know how to contact Moira at this point?
Either we use the damn orb and get some more birds, or we go right back to what we saw before.
Yeah,
I
but
think
does
Rick
she
still
just-
enjoy the birds, but
As I said, does she just hang out in places all the time? Like, because like the place that you ran across her, same place that you met her originally.
ooh, hey Grixie,
She's found us, it seems.
you want to use this thing to find her? He holds up the orb.
That wouldn't really find her.
Oh,
We
come on.
can scream her name as we walk down the street.
That's not great either, but I appreciate the enthusiasm, Neville.
We can go to the cafe and see if she's still there.
He just keeps picking up his papers, and once he's done, he kind of just looks at Daniel again and goes, "The birds won't know who she is, or that wouldn't help find her one bit."
Oh, well, that's not fun. Oh well, I get it. All right, let's go see if she was where we were before.
All right. So, are you going to go back to where you met her originally, or are you going to go back to the square that you were
Which
just at?
place is closer?
The place that you met her originally is closer.
I would say check there and then go back to where we left her. And if she's not in either of those places, then we just go to Hugo.
I can agree on
I don't
that.
want to hold on to this gem any longer than necessary.
Where's
All
I
right.
have a-
So,
Very good.
yep, you make your way to the cafe. You don't initially see her there.
Then I guess we'll take a path, like if there's such a thing as like a main road or whatever like that, the most used path to get to the other place where we just saw her.
And you could also ask around the cafe.
Any of y'all folks seen Moira today? Has she been in here recently?
People did see her this morning, and they do know that she lives in the Warrens, actually, where you guys still are technically. And they can direct you to the general area that she lives in.
Sounds good.
Okay, go for it.
So you make your way.
What's good?
So you make your way over that general direction, and you can see that she basically lives in a flop house. This is not Hugo's nice little place with a fountain. You can see that she probably has less money than you guys do. But as you approach, you can actually see her sitting outside on a bench, just kind of sitting there quietly.
Like with anyone, or is it just like is there anyone around? Anyone else like that's around the house or anything?
There isn't anybody there. I mean, there's obviously people walking down the street.
Okay.
But she actually just has a crow sitting on her shoulder, and she appears to be like putting her hand up to let it eat out of her hand.
So, am I gonna be the one to go right back up to her, or who else wants to take that job?
I look to Grix and give him a look, just like, do you want to do that?
I can give her the options of either working for the guild or a trade, or I can try.
All right. I believe in you, little buddy.
He kind of just looks up at him and nods, and he'll start walking on over.
But before he walks off, I'll kind of just like rub his shoulders, to kind of like pump him up, sort of thing, and cast guidance on him.
All right.
I'll follow just behind him.
Ooh, guidance on Grix. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'll go up and like halfway there, I'll kind of just have my owl appear on my shoulder and walking up to her and just kind of sit down next to her and say, well, we've been given the okay to make our choice on how to finish the contract if you're interested.
She just kind of smiles at you and looks up.
Well, there are a couple of options you have, since you did make the contract without actually planning on fulfilling it. But we can have you come and work at the guild hall. You can stay until you have paid off the debt, and then if you decide to stay, you could continue to, or you can obviously leave once the debt is paid off. Or if you have anything else you're willing to trade that would be equal to the amount that was agreed upon. And I'm going to kind of look around and just say, no offense, but the guild hall, if someone were to clean it up properly, would be much nicer than this.
Well, it wouldn't take much.
And the guy that runs the place won't have to clean tables.
I mean, it is, again, we understand where the guild reputation is right now, but yeah, first job success, so maybe it's changing.
Well, she ain't agreed to nothing yet.
I think he means success in the fact that we got the thing.
Oh, yeah, just kind of makes a motion of clamping his mouth shut and kind of tapping. Like, all right.
She just kind of sighs as well. I suppose I don't have much of a choice. So she stands up and she pulls out a little pouch from her side that clinks a little bit, so you can tell that there's money. And so she leans down and hands it to you, Grix. And she, as she does, she kind of gives you for a moment you kind of get that original sort of look when she seemed interested, and she gives you a little bit of a wink, and then she opens up her hand, and a flower blossom blooms out of her hand, and she sort of just like sticks it on like behind your ear, and then says, "Well, lead the way."
He kind of like pats up at his head, takes it, and just real quick, I tell what kind of magic it is.
I can do an Arcana check.
Is it like nature, or is it actually arcane?
It's transmutation.
Okay.
You would be, I would say, with a 24 a year, would be familiar with this being like it was druid craft. I mean, that's
Okay.
what
So it seems more like a nature spell than an actual arc. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, he'll kind of look at her and say, "Well, do you even need the gem for your for your communication with these?" And he'll point to them.
And she smiles again and says, as I said originally, sentimental value.
He'll kind of turn around and look over at everyone and just say, "Well, she's decided. Let's head back to the hall. Introduce her to Quinn."
I give everything all sound all pretty. Yep.
I'm sure Nyx can handle that.
If you can pry that cat away from Spec.
Yeah. So
Can I like animal handling to see if I can pet the cat when we're back in the guild hall?
Yep.
I don't think the cat's gonna be the problem. You're probably gonna get whacked with something from the old guy.
The problem is, I was thinking.
I'll try to coax the cat and just like scratch it behind the ears, and you know that spot on there, like right above their tail, that makes cats go crazy. I'll try to scratch them.
And then make a dexterity saving throw. All right. So you do pet the cat. It does seem to enjoy that. And then Nyx throws a book at your head, and it hits you.
What was that for?
Don't touch my cat.
I'm not
Dude,
touching your cat. I'm petting your cat.
I just realized that it's we have Vix, Grix, and Nyx.
Well, It's
It's done, yeah.
Well, that's true.
yeah. So when we get back, I'll approach Quinn and just like, is he still just cleaning the tables and stuff, not really paying attention?
No, he's just kind of sitting down now, looking
I'll
bored.
I'll walk her up and I'll say, well, you took the contract, so I guess you already know each other, but I think she decided to do some work around here to pay off the debt.
Oh, well, I suppose that's good, given the fact that Ada has decided to walk away, apparently. If you all remember, Ada was here originally.
The big woman?
Where'd she head off to?
We've known each other since we were kids, and she's a bit stubborn, and she decided to go and do something that I didn't approve of, and well, now
That ain't specific.
no, it's not.
Is it a job or just something you would? And he kind of just shuts up and looks at him.
It's not a job. I am hoping she will return at some point, but I can't say.
Oh Lord, we'll have to take care of that later. Meantime, he sets the orb on the table. It's like, let's get these papers signed and get her to work, I guess.
So, Nyx would have, we'll probably have the paperwork there for her to sign.
Yeah, he's keeping the orb next to the boss. It's just out of the way. Yeah.
Which she does. She does sign it. And Grix, she gave you 200 gold.
Okay. I will. I'll walk up to Quinn, and I'll hand it to him. I'll just put it on the table in front of him, and I'll look to Daniel and say, "Well, the papers are signed. She can have her payment or the object."
Well, she seems to like you, Grix. So do you want to give it to her? He'll give her like a big old smile.
No, just the contract is complete now that she's agreed to pay it back, and I just leave the gold on the table and walk back and pull my papers back out.
I'll say this: little Grix a lot of fun. They'll pick up the orb and just kind of start bringing it over as they're signing papers. Kind of sit next to the old man and the cat, because what else? What could happen?
As long as you don't try and pet it, he's fine.
Yeah.
So she takes the gem and kind of puts it in her pouch, and then she just kind of sits over here by the bar for now. And Quinn, minus the 10% fee, everybody would get 30 gold, and he divides that up for everybody.
So, who wants to be the one to tell Hugo we might have just screwed him?
No one. It's not his concern.
You say that now.
I agree.
Job's done. Could be worse, yeah?
And Quinn just kind of like leans back in his chair and stretches a little bit and says, "Well, I do have another job, but
Hold on. If you say something, if it's something about the sewers, can we just say no just immediately?
well, I mean, actually, now that you mention it, it's
Boss man, he's gonna come closer to Quinn.
well, it might lead to the sewers. Who knows?
Boss man, he's gonna lean closer.
A job's a job.
Yeah, but who wants to go in the sewers today?
If it pays, who cares?
You can take a bath after.
Well, then I suppose Grix would clean us up. I'd be owing like a gold piece something, but fuck it, fine.
Well, as some of you may or may not be aware, Rivengard is home to a very professional guild of thieves. They probably have a name, but that name is generally only given to actual members of the Thieves Guild, so nobody really knows what it is. They are quite adamant about only accepting contracts that involve theft. They don't kill people. They don't traipse around in the woods killing bugbears. They just steal things. So, in that vein, uh, they have put out a notice to the other guilds that they're willing to pay to have their rivals, and he kind of like shrugs, like taken out of commission, I guess. I don't know. So within the past year or so, a group calling themselves the Magpies, what a stupid name, has started to move in on the Thieves Guild's territory. Now, I mean, obviously, there's lots of different adventuring guilds, so competition is, never necessarily a bad thing. However, the Magpies are loud and brash and make absolutely no attempt to what they're doing, which is apparently bad for the thieving business. So that's where I guess we can all come in. Um, they are willing to pay 200 gold pieces for any useful information about the Magpies, and they are also offering an additional 1,000 gold pieces if we could actually uh, put them out of business.
I mean, what do y'all think?
I
I
say
think
we
1,000 is a
go.
lot of gold.
1,200 technically, if we could.
Yeah,
We
but taking them out of commission also makes enemies. Which,
Well, we
you know,
seem
is
to have
just
been
a
doing that
consideration.
already.
Grix is going to kind of pipe up and say, could also make very powerful ally this time.
Fair point.
Oh boy.
I do. I mean, the other information that I have is that apparently there are fewer than 20 people in the Magpies. Um, but as it so happens, tomorrow morning, one of them is supposed to be hanged in the government district out by the Watch's headquarters. Um, the interesting thing about that, however, is that well, first of all, the guy's name is Bertrand Wynn, and this will in fact be the third time that he's been hanged. Uh, the previous two times, his compatriots stole his body and had him resurrected. Now, I'm not entirely sure how that was pulled off. However, the general assumption is that they have a cleric in their rank, and he sort of looks over at Caden and says, "And if I'm not mistaken, anybody who could resurrect somebody after a certain period of time has probably got to be a pretty powerful individual."
Hey, he's gonna look over Caden. Does that spell kind of work if they burn the body? Like he would know, so
There's a very powerful spell you could use in the instance where you don't have the body, but anything shy of that, no.
That's different and a little weird.
So, Caden, do a religion check real quick. I guess it's religion is probably the best thing for cleric, I guess. So you would be familiar enough with I mean, because obviously, again, I mean, as a cleric, you can't you have access to the full list of spells. Obviously, you can't cast them all, and you have to prepare them and such. But you would be familiar with the fact that there is like revivify, which is a
Yeah,
spell that could be cast if the person is resurrected with it or brought back within like a minute. However, it's been longer than a minute that this guy has been brought back to life, which means that The next on the list would be like Resurrection, which is a 7th level spell. So you would recognize that if it's anything beyond Revivify, anyone who's casting that is out of game, level 13.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. The only way that I could see it being cheated though is if I mean if somebody casts what is it, gentle repose on the body before the minute is over. But I imagine when he's getting hanged, he's probably hanging for longer than a minute, right?
Yeah, so I mean, what's been happening so far is that he's been hanged, and then the watch takes his body down, and then his body is stolen from the watch. Um, so at this point, they're pretty certain that the watch is going to have a pretty keen eye on him throughout this process. For the 3rd time, they're attempting to hang him tomorrow. So I mean, Quinn says, you know, there's a few things that could happen. I mean, first of all, I would suggest that everybody goes and goes to the hanging. It seems like it's probably not a great idea to try and interfere at the beginning because the watch will be there, and those are probably not people we want to make enemies of. Um, so I would say maybe keep an eye out for any suspicious characters. Whether or not you want to attempt to take the body, I mean, we can't resurrect him, can we? And he looks at Caden again.
Not easily, and the cost to do so would be tremendous. Which also leads me to believe that this individual is either very useful or has a rich backer to be able to keep getting resurrected like this.
And he just sort of like, you can see that he didn't think about this before, and he kind of stops and says, well, maybe he's undead, right? Maybe he's just dead.
Doesn't a doctor do some sort of physical before a hanging? Before and
He
or
sort of
after?
shrugs like, I don't know.
Well, if it is undead, I think that'd be something that we could determine rather easily.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I'll let you guys decide how you want to handle it. Whether you want to try and steal the body, or whether you want to try and follow the people to see where they go, or and then he sort of looks at Daniel's like, well, and since you mentioned it, the other piece of rumor is that the Magpies' hideout is in the sewer.
It's a very loud groan.
And he also says, but Rivengard's a very old city, and so like it's built up and then it's built up again. So there are multiple levels of sewers under Rivengard. So like, you know, you won't necessarily have to, you know, walk through that stuff. Could be in the lower levels, and there usually isn't anything flowing down there.
Is did the you said the watch contracted us for this, correct?
No, it was actually the Thieves Guild who wants to get rid of the
Oh,
Magpies
okay.
who are,
All right.
yeah.
All right. He'll look and say, "Oh, yes. d- is there any chance we could possibly talk to the person who did it so we could get more information?"
I don't actually know anybody in the Thieves Guild. I don't know anybody who knows anybody. This was just a notice that was sent out to all of the guilds. So that's the other thing on top of this is that you may not be the only ones trying to do this. And it just sort of smiles real big, like, "See, good stuff, right?"
I think you're out of your damn mind.
I think it sounds rather fun.
One way or another, we got till tomorrow, yeah?
Do we know where he's being held now until the hanging?
Uh, he would probably be in the watch headquarters, which is basically a fortress.
Just having been from the city, is it like a big prison, or is it like they have cells underneath it and most of it is just like where the guard stays?
I mean, for at this point, so the in the government district, so each district has its own sort of um, like I guess for lack of a better term, like police station, where the watch would have, for the members of the watch in each district have a place to, bunk up and things like that. But in the government district where this is being set up is their overall headquarters, and they have a prison adjacent. And isn't just a prison. I mean, this is a prison for basically. I mean, this is supermax as far as
Yeah,
Riven Guard is
okay.
concerned. So this is the true headquarters of the watch, and it is essentially like a fortress, basically.
Okay.
The other ones around town would probably be easier to infiltrate if that was the plan. But yeah, this would be pretty difficult to do. And I mean, yeah, you'd be essentially be trying to sneak into like the Pentagon kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I guess we can spend some of today to go around where the hanging will take place and scout it out a bit.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I feel like we need to get up and moving. Been talking an awful lot today.
And depending on how long it takes, we can always head down to look throughout the sewers to see if we could find any trace of where these.
Yeah, I'm good with that as long as we're doing something.
I will start packing up my papers again.
Daniel said he was gonna ask something, but it's like not worth it. All right, let's get going.
All right, so where do you guys want to go first?
I would say to search out around the like square or wherever this will take place. Is there like a place where most hangings do happen in the city?
For quote unquote like important things like this, it is actually just basically they build up a gallows right outside
Okay.
the headquarters.
All right. Then I guess we'll head there, but can I do my best to keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary, of like if we pass anything that leads to the sewers?
Yeah, you can do a investigation check as you're walking.
Okay.
I'll assist.
All right. Then I should have advantage 26.
Which you really need, but that's.
Yeah, I just want looking for like little like bird like paintings or like anything that looks out of place around it. Like there's more traffic on this one than normal or something like that.
I mean, you notice actually like there are now that you're paying attention, because it wouldn't normally be something that people would pay too much attention to. You notice that as you're walking, there are a lot of apparent entrances to the sewers. There are lots of what essentially would be like along the sidewalks and stuff. There would be openings like for rain to drain. There are actual like grates like you saw in the square earlier, and there are also some wells that you would assume could possibly lead down to. I mean, obviously not. A well doesn't go directly into the sewer, but it could be a way to get down to that level, essentially. So there
And
are. It's all
are
over the
any
place,
of them
basically.
are any of them like extremely out of the way? Like, you know, where it like would be easier to get in unseen?
I mean, most of the stuff is on the main thoroughfare. Like anything like out in the back would essentially be designed to drain towards the main areas. So there aren't.
Okay.
There might be a few wells out, but those are sort of hit or miss whether or not you could actually get. Once you got to the bottom, is it just an actual,
Okay.
bottom of a well, or
Is there a drop off somewhere else? All right. Then yeah. We'll I guess just continue to the hanging site.
so you make your way to that general direction, and you can see that there are a number of buildings set up or that are built around this sort of like there's a bit of an opening in front of the watch's headquarters, and you can see that there is they've already built the gallows, the gibbet as it were, and it's not huge, but it is large enough for two people to be hung at the same time. And you can see that there are a number of people that are setting up tents and bringing like food carts and stuff. So you can see that this is sort of like it's an event for people, right? So like when people are going to be hung, the merchants and stuff will wheel over some of their goods to sell to the crowd for multiple purposes, especially for like the food carts and stuff. Is that it allows people to when they're standing around waiting, they can buy stuff to eat, and also allows them to buy fruit and vegetables to throw at the people that are about to be hung. So you can see that there are a few other like sort of makeshift tents and stuff for people to set up to sell stuff on the day.
Hmm. Um.
How close are we allowed to get to the gallows?
I mean, right now, pretty close because there's nobody up there. You can see that there are watchmen milling about, but they're not like patrolling anything in particular. It's just this is their headquarters, so obviously there's going to be some of them around. And you can see that there are a few that are stationed outside of the watch headquarters itself, just sort of like standing at the doors there, standing guard essentially.
So say, could we get close enough to inspect the gallows and maybe the rope they're going to be hung with?
The ropes are not up there yet, and you probably couldn't get too like close enough to really inspect the gallows like in detail. You could probably get about 10 feet from them before you would raise any kind of suspicion about like what are they looking at.
Wait. Sorry for clarification's sake. Is when they're hung, is this the kind that's just a straight drop to the snaps of the neck, or is this the one that just kind of push them off the stool?
No, this is it's the trap doors on the bottom that drop, and then
So just okay, gotcha.
yeah, so it's a raised platform that they would fall through essentially to break their neck.
Can I'm gonna walk up to Dawn and tug at her cloak a little bit again and just say, you were very very good at being quiet. And he's gonna just look up to some of the buildings around them and just say, if you wanted to watch this without being seen, where would you go?
I would probably. Yeah, I'd probably sit on a rooftop.
Can I send my owl up to look around and see if there's like where the best vantage point would be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will send him like 100 feet up and just have him look around.
So within the vicinity of the gallows, there are about 3 buildings that have a decent vantage point of the gallows themselves.
I'll
They're not particularly tall buildings. These are probably 2-story buildings.
Okay. I'll look back to Dawn again and say, well, and I'll point around. I'll say, well, those 3 there look like they could be good. Should we go and maybe have a look up around them?
We could do that. Another good option would be to watch from below if there's any grates nearby, especially if they have suspicion of ongoings in the sewers.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. With investigation, is there a way to say if there's like not a trap door, but I'd always ask to see if there's a grate like right underneath the raised platform, like where they drop. So if the neck snapped in the rope because this went, they just fall straight down into a hole or something.
Well, I mean, that would be pretty obvious to the watch if that was the case, but
yeah, you never know. So I was curious.
You can see, because the platform is raised, and you can see that beneath it there does appear to be solid ground. Looking around the general area, you don't see any grates, but you do see a well.
Based on the previous happenings, I imagine the magpies don't necessarily plan to save him during the hanging or before he is hanged. They seem to be more inclined to try to save him afterwards.
Yes, did Quinn not say that the watch actually retrieved the body?
He did.
Yes.
Is there a morgue or like some? Where do they normally put the body when it's hung here? Do they just put it right in the morgue in the watch, or do they just kind of toss it in, or
If anyone is going to try to stop the hanging, it would probably be another guild that wants to abduct him for questioning.
Most large buildings will, every large building will have a connection to the sewers. So perhaps if we go down, we could look around to see where it would lead up to underneath the prison, or underneath wherever they would bring the body.
That sounds all right. Damn it.
We can give it a go.
Who, just real quick who has like dark vision here? Is it only me and Pebble?
All those are humans except for you 2, I think.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we have torches and/or cantrips.
Well, I was thinking more like, I was just hoping that someone who was tall enough could go over to this well and take a look down, but it seems like it's us 2.
You could always drop a torch down it.
Or just someone can hold Pebble and she can look.
Or we could tie a rope around someone.
Verlon can mutate his vision to see in the dark.
Yep.
How out in the open is this sewer?
The well?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, the well.
It's a bit off to the side of like the entrance to the let me. It's probably about 40 feet away from the like the entrance to the watch's headquarters.
Okay.
This might be an instance where we don't necessarily want to stop the magpies from retrieving the body, we should be able to follow them back to their headquarters if we trail them through the sewers.
If even the watch can't stop them from taking the body, I don't know why we would be able to see when they do it.
They might be bribing guards. Like they might not necessarily be forcing their way in. You know what I mean?
Can you get your bird to follow them real quick?
If we see them and are able to be sure it's them, yes.
Mm.
You can do a perception check.
Hmm. Oh, cat.
I perceive a cat.
Why does that cat smell like sewer?
You can hear buttons all the way back from the guild hall getting
I
angry.
can't believe my cat is louder than my bird.
You don't get any particular. I mean, there's not a huge crowd around at the moment, but you don't get any particular smell of the sewer at this point.
Fair enough. It was more along the idea of if any of them were doing the same as us before they reported back, they might have had a particular smell from the sewers.
Yeah, you don't get much.
I'm gonna go ahead and send my owl to the well, and have it like kind of just perch there, and wait for a couple of seconds until I think no one's really around to see it, and I'm gonna have it like fly down and take a look around.
So the well is probably about 5 feet across, and it's not going to have a place to land going down a well, which means it's basically going to have to kind of. It's going to be difficult for it to fly down without going into the water, basically.
I can poof it back. It get a little wet. It's okay.
So it goes down probably maybe about 10 or 15 feet before you get to the water.
And is there any like openings on the side of the well or anything like that?
Not that it can see.
Okay. I will poof it and let it come back and just send it to fly around, let it do its thing, and just look at everyone and say, "Well, that well doesn't seem to have anything down it."
So honest question, there, Wiz. With Find Familiar, can't you just do you have to cast a spell to make it change shape into whatever
Yep.
you want, or do you have to?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right, I wasn't sure on that one. Sorry.
It is. I think it's like 10 gold or 20 gold each time. Yeah, and I need like an hour long thing and certain equipment.
Okay, so I was curious. Think about that a second.
All right. Well, who wants to try to find a safe way into the sewers?
I'll try. And Pebble runs around to try and find something because she is bored at this point.
Daniel will chase after her because let's face it, Pebble's gonna get in a whole lot of trouble.
So you don't find any specific entrances or like grates or anything within this general square. There is one. I mean, I guess relatively close, but it's much further away. So like you wouldn't be able to like carry a body to it without people not seeing exactly what you were doing.
And she'll yell out to the party, "Found one!" Points.
And the closest thing is essentially like it's a manhole cover with like a ladder going down.
Is there anybody around? Like, are we gonna be if we pull up the manholes, cover? Pardon me. Are we just gonna get a bunch of weird looks, or
Yeah, probably, because I mean you're in the government district. I mean there's a fair amount of people here. I mean nobody like is paying too much mind, but yeah, if you were trying to lift up a sewer manhole cover, people would. I mean they're not necessarily gonna like call the watch and like or anything, but they would certainly look at you strangely.
I'll walk over with Pebble and look at it. Like, is it like just solid, or is there like anything you can see through?
I mean there are a few holes in the grate, essentially just so that it doesn't create a perfect seal, because that can be dangerous.
All right. Grix is gonna kind of look around and like call the rest of the group over, like waving his arms, and he's gonna just kind of like turn beet red, like bright red, and just kind of like, oh no, I dropped my ring down the sewer, and he like horribly acting and just kind of like calling everyone over.
Oh no, that's horrid. We need to go get the ring from there. Also equally terrible acting.
I'm just standing off in the corner, kind of chuckling to myself.
Both of you make performance checks at disadvantage.
well, I mean, if they're both doing it, they probably be one check.
Oh no, mine is terrible.
Mine
But,
will
like
be...
I want mine to be worse than that.
Well, she's just helping him, right? So it's
same thing.
Oh.
And as the people are walking by, they just kind of like look at these two little weirdos, and they're just kind of like making weird faces, like nobody says anything, and they just kind of keep walking.
I look to Verlin and I'll say, you look strong. Can you pick this up for me?
Please, sir?
Yeah, I think Daniel's just gonna be right behind Cadence. Just finally just burst out laughing.
Sure, I can pick the grate up for you.
And I will back up a little bit as he does it.
Do you happen to have? Well, I don't think you do. Depending on like your background, I think Dawn might have one, but I don't know. I don't know what her
A
background.
crowbar.
You need a crowbar, because you're not just gonna be able to lift it up.
What about the great sword? Use it as a pry.
I have a pry bar.
So wants to hand a pry bar over.
I too keep a crowbar on me. Oh wait, no, it's on my horse. Never.
I mean, it's the Dungeoneer's back, yeah. So. All right, he goes. Here you go, sir. His big, this shit-eating grin on his face. Just hands the pry bar to Verlin.
I will start prying up a grid.
Yeah, just do a strength check real quick.
Holy shit! I just figured it'd be funny.
You stole the good roll.
Yeah, a 6 doesn't quite get it.
It is with advantage because of the crowbar.
A 12 still doesn't quite get it.
Shit.
Are you having trouble, sir? Let me give you a hand. And you'll try it then.
Yeah, so I do another one with advantage. I guess double advantage, right?
16?
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16 will get it.
Once it's open, I kind of like look like and kind of walk over to Pebbles and just kind of whisper, say, I didn't think this far ahead.
Do you want me to go down? I can go down for you, person. And she attempts to climb down.
And he kind of just, and he just follows her. As they're like going down, he's gonna be whispering behind her. He's like, "No, now it's gonna seem awkward if they follow us down since they're just helping open up." And he kind of just keeps rambling.
She just keeps going. We just gotta find your item, and then we'll be right back up.
You can. Verlin still looks to Dance looks very. He's just gonna face palm like, our acting skills are terrible.
All right, yeah. I guess we both climbed to the bottom. How deep in shit is she literally?
Well, give me a second. I'll move you. Well, I'm going to move everybody, but you two are the only ones that are going to be able to see anything.
I'm gonna like take my glove off and drop it down and be like, oh no, I dropped my glove. And I'm gonna climb down as well with them.
Oh no, I dropped my 3 idiots down a drain. I better retrieve them.
I'll just say nothing and climb down.
Oh no, I'm the lunatic. I'm gonna go shit in the sewer because that's where it's gonna go anyway. Oh, Jay, no, go down.
Suppose I'd better light my lantern.
I'll light a torch.
I will cast light on my holy symbol.
I mean, I could have used a mutagen, but I've not had a short rest to prepare it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Grix burned all those spell slots before, didn't he?
Yeah, I still have most of them.
Yeah. See nothing but blackness. Stupid thing.
I'm currently just going to give everybody like the equivalent of dark vision because I don't want to figure out like what all of the lighting is for torches and crap. So you all get dark vision for now.
I mean, I think it's probably wide enough. How big is the sewer?
Oh, so we're like right top left hand side here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so marching order. So I think the gnomes first, then Dawn, then Caden, then Berlin, then Dan, then yeah.
Berlin, then Caden.
As we're like starting to move a little bit, I'm gonna like reach out for Pebble's like arm or shoulder or something, and just say, keep an eye out to see if you see any symbols for a magpie or something.
Okay.
And as we're walking, I'm gonna just look at all the walls and stuff and see if I see anything out of the ordinary.
Pebble's looking around too, but she's not going to be as focused as Grix.
All right, we're here on job, so let's not push each other in the dirty water, yeah? He's gotta keep away from
Can I look around for any foot traffic?
Yep.
Perception or investigation?
Investigation.
Survival. You survive in the
also
sewer,
work.
right?
I mean, sort of, kind of.
Well, I mean, he's a mutant. He hangs out in the sewers all the time, right?
Yeah, like hanging out with his master, who's a rat and eats lots of pizza. And
Yeah, and his turtle friends and.
So I'm now a teenage mutant ninja witcher?
yes.
No, you're what's the chick that hangs out with him all the time?
April O'Neil.
A reporter.
Yes.
a bad one. Do you think about it?
What do you mean? She's always like right in the best stories.
Yeah, but you never hardly ever see her on the news.
She's too busy making the news, man.
Oh boy.
So Pebble is moving up that little walkway, and probably the gnomes are the only ones that would be able to fit. And you just jumped over 10 feet of water, Grix.
Oh,
So the water that's there is probably not particularly deep, but as far as but only Grix and Pebble would be able to sort of like move along where Pebble just went, north and south, because it's too narrow for everybody else.
Oops, yeah, Verlin charges it anyway.
No, I'm just getting it all up for the recording.
And so Caden's in the water at this point.
How deep is it? Like shin high or?
And it's probably nearly up to your knees right there.
All right, so
This much? This, how deep's this?
That's real deep. That's you can't see the bottom.
is that like a dexterity thing or something to go around it a little bit, or is that
that you can't get it. You would have to you can't get across that.
I think he means this wall that we would shimmy along.
yeah, mountain climb this thing a little bit?
Yeah, and he it's a drop off. So there's no you can't. It's a sheer drop essentially. So
Out of curiosity, how far down?
probably about 5 feet or so.
Make a dex check.
I have Titans. Why would I make a dex check?
I'm going to help you see how deep it is.
Oh, God.
Actually, the two gnomes, go ahead and roll for initiative.
That's what I get for following you.
Okay.
I mean,
never follow the pebble.
Sprinted ahead.
So
And
how the hell?
the other ones can't even get to you right now.
I would like to rage. All of a sudden, there's just a bunch of bears all over the sewer.
So out of the pool of water behind you,
Okay.
so Pebble, you're first.
I can't reach that. Well, she will go in front of Grix and just rage. And whoops. There we go.
A 1.
Wait, so the rest of us, are we like stuck where we are currently at the moment?
For the
we
most part,
haven't heard anything at the moment, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Probably
reading
just
up
heard
stuff for the
Pebble say
recording.
like. I'll probably
Oh,
just
right,
hear
right.
Pebble saying, "Well, I can't reach that,"
Then
and then get angry.
all right.
a 1 though. Oh God.
Yeah, what does one do? For her
Does-
wild.
Thank God I'm right next to you too.
Oh no! I
That was
see.
for your
Yeah,
attack,
no.
not for your.
Yeah, everybody
that's-
may both of you gnomes make a dexterity saving throw.
Did you just cast fireball on yourself?
Oh, thank God.
Dexterity save.
And I think as a barbarian at 5, you should have advantage, right?
Should.
Or is that level 6?
I will quickly.
And by the way, who still has inspiration here?
Nope.
I think anybody does.
No.
You have advantage on this dex saving throws. You can see traps and spells.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This is technically a spell, I guess.
Not really. This is more of an effect than a spell. So dexterity saving throw on a whatever your DC is. Or AC
14.
is. 14 DC is. Okay, so Pebble, you failed it.
Mhm.
So you have to roll 2d10.
Here come the big numbers.
12.
So Pebble, you take 12 points of damage, and Grix, you take 6 of fire damage as an explosion erupts from Pebble as she rages.
Well, at least you guys know we're fucked now.
And I actually have to roll this for the creature as well.
And for her attack, she's going to throw one of her daggers.
I got the perfect mutagen for this.
The next time she rolls, it'll be cold damage.
So was it a fireball? Sorry, I missed that one.
I think it was just like
It's
an explosion. Yeah, just like a small
It's a
scale.
20-foot explosion.
Would we have heard that, considering?
Probably. Alright, so it takes 8 points of damage.
And then since, are we doing the other part of the variant rules where it's whenever I take damage, I roll the d20 again and then trigger another wild surge if the roll is equal to or less than half the damage?
I would say for now we probably won't because that just seems a bit much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say if it procs itself, it seems like it might get a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because can't you keep proccing it technically off itself?
It only happens once per round.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say you just did 12 damage yourself, and then what if you roll a 5 and a?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it won't chain like that.
All right, so this creature will now attack.
Did the dagger hit?
It did, yeah.
Okay, the dagger's now in the water. She has 3 daggers left.
All right, so Grix, what is your AC?
It is currently an 11.
Currently? Oh boy.
Yeah, I have shield just in case, but we'll see.
Yeah, shield won't matter.
Okay.
So what you need to do at this point?
I'm gonna be fucking swallowed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let me see. Start of each. Okay. So, you take 9 points of poison damage as you are
Alright.
swallowed by this creature.
All right.
You'll also take additional damage at the start of its turn, if you're still swallowed.
Okay.
And you are currently considered grappled.
Okay.
So I said, would we have heard? I guess first round.
We heard the explosion, but we would probably roll initiative at the end of the round, I imagine.
Yeah, so it is your turn, Grix.
All right. Just to get it out of the way, is his mouth still open? Like, can I see out, or am I like deep in his stomach?
You would be in its stomach at this point.
Okay. All right.
Cast fireball on yourself.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and, I mean, if you'll let me, I don't know if I can cast spells while I'm in the stomach. I'm gonna try to.
Can you cast spells when you're grappled? Because that's what
Yeah.
you're considered.
Yeah.
I don't. As long as there's no component that you have to use your hands for, right? Yeah. If it's just a spell that you can speak, you'd be able to do it, but you couldn't. Any somatic component where you have to wave your hands around, you could not do.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. I was thinking you meant anything I have to like pull out for like material. I wouldn't be able. Okay. So, do I have any that aren't?
Oh, you were trying to Misty step out of its mouth, weren't you?
No. Well, that's if his mouth was open, yeah. But everything else, I believe I have to move my arms. Yeah.
You are currently blinded and restrained. You have total cover against all attacks. So, like, if something attacks it, you wouldn't take damage. Essentially, what it's saying.
All right. Yeah, I can honestly do absolutely nothing without moving my hands.
You can maybe try to break free.
Technically, could. It's still athletics check, you know.
Well, I think it's athletics or acrobatics, whichever one is better for him.
I mean, I will try to do my best to squeeze my way out of this grip. Like,
I guess
Whether that be going down deeper or trying to get thrown up.
That's what I said. Well, for a gnome in that, would that be
there we go.
athletics or acrobatics? Yeah.
Doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
I wish I could just send a message out to Pebble saying thanks.
We
I-
just hear mumbles and
So it is Pebble's turn. So everybody else go ahead and roll initiative, and then I'll let each of you move your combat distance, so 30 feet for everybody, basically.
I apologize if I get a character of yours killed.
Holy shit! I got a 21.
Yeah, I know I was at the pool near the entrance, so I remember where I was.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just adding everybody in. So Daniel, just go ahead and use your movement. And actually, the only way that you currently know how to that would be able to get to where they are is where Caden is, which means you have to jump into the water, which means that you're going to be at half movement speed because you're going to be in knee-deep water. So instead of 5 feet to move, it would be 10 feet to move. In the
That's what I
water.
said. Wouldn't it? So we just have our movement. I can't do like a dash action or anything.
Well, I mean, you can use your action to, since you're not going to be able to get there with an attack, you would be able to use your action to.
Yeah, I'll do.
Dash.
I'll do that. I'll use a dash action just for your hell. Just jump in the water. Just do dash action. Try to get over there. So let's see. That'd be math wise. I think it would get him here, or at least like right on the edge, at least.
Oh wait, do we have to go over this pit of water in order to get there?
I
Like
mean,
we'd have to. Yeah.
that's not, well, that's not the way that the gnomes went, and that's not where Caden is.
So we don't have to. Because I thought Caden just went down the north, like straight down.
Yeah, I mean, you could go either way. Would eventually get you there.
Okay, I'm gonna like, under my breath, whisper, shout to Daniel, like, "What are you doing?
It's too late now.
It's right now.
What are you doing?"
So
It
Caden,
is literally the only way I saw it go around. Yeah. So, because we were told that it was too big for us to go here.
it was too big for you to go down the walkway. that they
walkway.
did.
You
Yeah.
had to jump in the water at that
Which is
point,
where,
or try
which
to
is where,
maybe.
yeah, Caden is in the water at this point.
Yeah,
you
I
could
think
use-
this is what you meant, right? The little walkway here.
That's what I said. I tried following him, but down
If
there.
when you enter this side, you'll see that there's the sewage that runs, and then there's a small walkway along the wall. And I think he was saying that the walkway
Yeah,
along the wall was
It's not
too.
really a walkway, but the gnomes are small enough that they could sort of
It's a
shimmy down.
ledge.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
ledge basically that they were able to shimmy down, but it's too big for everybody, or too small for everybody else to do.
That's
there-
what I figured
now-
for that. Yeah.
Like, it's probably like a 5-foot drop down into the water. So you could conceivably, Caden, where you are, you could jump up to the other side where there is a full walkway, and then you could use your full movement to then you could move down that walkway without, because if you stay in the water, you're at half movement the whole way down. It's up to
Okay, I
you
see
how
what
you
you're
really do
saying.
it.
So
But it'd be like five. It'd be one movement. Like I'll let you just jump out because it's only 5 feet. So like you could use 5 feet to do that, and then use your extra 25 feet to move down without the penalty.
All right. So
oh god, that's a big.
that's kind of what I said. That's the only reason he was even in the water, because I figured yeah.
So Pebble,
wait. I could still do stuff, right?
yeah, you could use your. I mean, if you have an action that you can do something, you could.
So I will use my action to cast Toll the Dead, and my bonus action to cast Spiritual.
I don't think you can cast the 2 spells together though. In the same.
Spiritual weapon is a bonus action. Oh wait, no, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I'll have to look that up real quick.
What is a cantrip? So I think it's allowed.
Yeah, I think
Are
you can cast a cantrip and a spell in the same as long as one's a bonus action. But you can't do 2 spells.
It's always so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but yeah, probably better to double check.
You can cast a cantrip and a spell. You can't cast 2 spells on the same turn. So you can't cast another spell during the same turn except for a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action.
Okay.
So Toll the Dead first. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And what's your DC? Spell DC?
18, I think. 16. Sorry.
All right. So it failed that. So it would be 2d12 because it is missing health. The 12 points damage. That's such a strange, like, if it's already taken damage, it takes more damage.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. So I will cast Spiritual Weapon. I mean, I don't think we're doing anything for flanks, but flanking it.
We are doing the flanking, but it doesn't count. So
Okay.
you 2 together, like 2 people would count, but spiritual weapon doesn't count as flanking.
Okay, I mean, I'll still use it to flank it, just... Yeah, because that's... makes sense to me. Do you have something to throw up as a token for it at the moment?
Do you know what it looks like?
I think it's a bastard sword is the weapon of my patron god.
So for the time being, we'll just use this. Floating sword. All right, Pebble.
Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit.
Okay.
And that's total. That's total.
Okay, Pebble is going to scream, "Spit him out!" and recklessly attack twice with her short sword.
So the first one hits.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Because she's reckless is advantage, so she.
Oh no, I was looking at the second one. I was like, wait, what? And then, okay.
All right.
And that's what she's gonna do.
Dawn, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to use my dash action to get over there. So I can go here, right? Into the water.
And so
And
that's
then-
2. So those 2 spots there would be 10 feet though, and then it's 10 feet for each. So instead of 5 feet to move forward one, it would be 10 feet.
Okay, so I reckon I could get about here. A little bit further. I think like here.
You can climb up on the ledge.
Yeah, you could go back to where you were before, and then climb up on the ledge as a 5-foot movement, and then move down at regular speed.
Oh, I thought we were like too fat to get up on there.
No, it's not that high.
They were talking about that, like, half ledge.
Yeah, like this little thing was what he was saying only the gnomes could fit on, like just the outside part of it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd use What was that? 5 foot of movement to climb up?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I reckon I could get about just behind Caden. Yeah, I think.
Hmm.
Pebbles, you said he swallowed Grix?
She said spit him out.
Yeah.
And you don't see Grix.
But yeah, and that's all I can do in my action.
All right. Verlon, it's your
just,
turn.
just as a reminder, you could have dashed as your bonus action since you're a rogue.
Well, she used 2.
Oh, okay.
And
I
so
didn't
I
realize how
believe
far
that you
everyone was
were
back.
up there.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
would
you
be
guys.
it would be movement and dash action to run, jump across, and start coming down.
I mean, yeah, basically. It's not a super difficult jump because the rules for jumping and
Yeah,
D&D are
that's
ridiculous.
that's where I'll finish up.
All right.
Hit me with it.
– 12 points of damage.
Oh my god, so close.
And it's going to attempt to attack Pebble, but she has really high AC, so I don't think it's going to hit.
But he's got advantage.
Famous last words.
With advantage, it still does not hit because you have 19, right?
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous for a barbarian. Grix, it is your turn.
All right. All right. So real quick on this, leaving a grapple. Am I even rolling against anything? Like, am I rolling against his athletics? Because I mean, I'm inside him, so it's not like he's holding me.
Yeah,
Or is it just pretty?
There is an escape DC that's built into
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, I'm going to use my first portent of an 18 and make myself roll that. And if I'm rolling acrobatics, it would be +1, so it would be a 19.
Yes, that's enough to get out.
Okay. So that's my action.
I did it! He spit him out!
And Grix looks like he is literally dead. And I am going to bonus action, Misty Step, back away, and end up right there. And he is going to just fall onto the ground. And that will be his turn. But he's not dead.
Yay, that's good. I would feel bad. Oh.
Daniel, it is your turn.
Right about here for that. Then dash. And with a 10-foot thing here, I can get right over here. That's a jump. That's 10. Then I can only be right about here. That's my turn. Because I can't see I can barely see Verlin from where I'm at.
All right. Caden, it is
That
your
is
turn.
literally right at the edge where I'm at.
I will move over there, right on the other side of Grix, and I will cast Bless on Dawn, Pebble, and and then I will use my bonus action to have my weapon make an attack.
So 27 hits it. So what's the
Wait, hang on. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry. I said it looked a little weird, but no, you got it. Never mind.
All right. So give me 2 seconds here.
Just to double check, doing roll d8 doesn't just roll it as an 8, does it?
No.
It rolls a 1d8.
Okay, because I know there was one time somebody was like rolling 8 by accident, and it kept like.
If you don't
Just
put
giving
the
8.
D in front of it, it will roll the number.
Okay, just making sure.
So the spiritual weapon actually kills this creature. However, let me see real quick here.
It explodes, doesn't it?
No, it does not explode. However, because of the path that you took, Daniel, from the ceiling above you, sort of this sort of like black sort of like ooze comes dripping down from the ceiling and sort of like forms into this rather large creature that's now next to you.
Okay.
And it is. Here, let me do this. Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, would have Caden mentioned he'd killed the creature, whatever it is?
Yeah, don't worry, guys. It's down.
Pebble would have been cheering loudly, so.
Good job, Pebble.
Yeah, I did it! We spat him out!
Is this thing added to initiative or?
Yeah, that's what I was doing right now.
It's got a -1.
It actually has a -3 to its initiative, so
Oh dang.
yeah. So let me get rid of this.
Yeah, and I assume someone else is going to be screaming for help.
So Dawn, it is your turn.
I actually haven't gone, by the way. Somehow I moved ahead of Caden.
Oh, I think you.
No,
you
I
skipped over.
just went and killed the toad.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
I
There's-
think she meant she got skipped.
Yeah, and before
yeah,
the
isn't
turn
Pebble
order, I
still
was
before me?
after Caden.
Oh. I
Didn't,
see.
but I thought you, because Daniel moved and then you. I thought you punched him.
No.
Maybe it was.
I
That
don't
was
think
the
she
last
punched
turn.
him.
Was it? All right.
Hmm.
Well, we'll move you back here, and then you can go ahead and do your turn.
Okay, is that a place where Pebble can walk across easily?
No.
Okay. She's gonna start running across to get back to the others.
Oh, I see. You had to
40.
jump down.
Because the water for the gnomes would be quite deep, given that it's about knee high for like Caden, so it's pretty.
It'd be probably much above my head.
I mean, not necessarily, probably not that deep,
Shoulder
but
deep.
it would, but yeah, probably about shoulder deep.
Okay, she's ran around, took her action, and just dashed.
All right, so Dawn, it is your turn.
Okay, so only Daniel knows about the black ooze thing, right? He hasn't.
We're about to know about it in a minute.
On his turn, he'll probably be screaming, but yeah.
Okay. In that case, unaware, I'd probably move here just to see what on earth has been going on. Can I walk across this thing?
Yep, that's a bridge.
I did it.
And I'm going to look at the dead toad, giant toad,
Hmm.
and be like, wow, you guys didn't even need us. How
Grix just kind of
impressive.
looks up at you, pissed off.
At me.
Yeah. You didn't even need us. Like, look at me.
I mean, you killed it. And I don't even know what happened to you. Well, why are you so dirty?
Yeah, covered in a bit of slime, and
You didn't fall in, did you?
He ate him.
I just pointed to Toad.
And yeah, that's pretty much my action.
all right. Verlin, it is your turn.
Well, listening to that, there's no point in you trying to push past everyone. So I'll just look back at Daniel. Is everything
I can
okay?
barely see you on here.
Yeah, I can barely see you.
Yeah.
Um,
I probably think he's got some. His coat's definitely wet. He doesn't. It looks like he's wading through shit. But otherwise,
I don't know, maybe take 5 feet up, then end my turn? I don't know.
Alrighty, so it is your turn, Grix.
Oh yeah, Daniel has the healing potion.
Just sitting there, he's gonna just kind of pull out like a little piece of leather from one of his pockets and just go, "I'm ready," and I'm gonna cast Mage Armor and stand up. And that is my turn.
All right.
Who knew Rivengard had such large creatures living in their sewers?
Well, you could have done a little bit more research, but you didn't even wait for the hanging. You just went into the sewer. So, all right. So
It was a good
Daniel,
idea.
What's your AC?
60.
Okay. So, that definitely hits you. So you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing hits you, and then you take an additional 10 points of acid damage.
Vernon, you probably hear this weird sizzling sound, but
And then it is your turn.
I mean, it is okay to scream like a little girl and run away.
He's gonna take a disengage action. He's gonna kind of grit his teeth. He's not gonna scream. Disengage action. Go over here, pull out his weapon, and I'll keep the potion for right now. He's gonna look. He's gonna look back as a free action. He's gonna go, "Hey, got problems over here."
All right, Caden, you're up.
Am I able to move through friendlies, or?
You can. It's just considered double movement.
It's double movement, except I'll let you pass through the gnomes unhindered.
Okay.
But if you wanted to get past Dawn, it would take you double movement.
And is this creature like in melee with Daniel, or is it still?
It's not now because he disengaged.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I don't see
Yeah,
it.
free
So,
action. You did hear him say, "There's trouble back here."
I will move there and then just pass my turn.
All right, Pebble, you're up.
Oh wait, sorry. Can I also move my weapon 20 feet closer?
If only weapons had a dash action.
Here, let
Okay.
me,
I mean, it's not hindered by the water, right?
no,
It kind of floats, doesn't it?
but you should be able to control it now.
Yep, I got it.
Alright, Pebble gets all the way over there and is like, "Whoa, I see something spooky. Except I'm on the wrong side." And she will do the dash action again. And go right there.
Wait, she's still technically. We're still in initiative, so is she still raging?
No, because she didn't attack or was damaged.
Oh, I see.
So Dawn, it is your turn.
Okay, now that I know something's up, I'm going to take the dash action. That's correct, right?
You're a rogue. It's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I can dash and then dash again.
I think.
Yeah.
Or I can only dash once.
No, you can use your action to dash, and then you could use your bonus action to dash again. You just have to remember that you would be going through 3 people would be it. So it would be 10 feet to get. So it would be 5 and then 10 to get through Caden, and then another 10 would get you up to Verlon, and there'd be another 10 to get through him. So it's a little bit
Okay.
more.
So this is 5,
Yeah.
10, so that's 15, 25, 30, and then 40, 45.
Yep.
You'd probably be like right behind him.
If she wanted to be that close.
Yeah, that's up to her.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
to attack him, I probably would have to.
Yeah, I mean, it, oh wait, can she use acrobatics to try to get around us without the extra movement?
Well, like right along the wall almost.
Not run along the wall, but you know, just like gracefully
shimmy really quickly.
maneuver around. I don't know. It's
No,
probably irrelevant at the moment.
and I don't think it would, I don't really think it would be, because I mean, it's just logistically, regardless. I feel like taking the time to try and like leap over somebody or leap up against the wall is going to slow down your movement anyway. So
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't. I can't attack because I've used my.
But movement
Yeah.
action is a bonus action. Yeah.
So even if I do get up close, I'm pretty much just
Yep. So
here I am.
yeah, setting yourself up as a target.
Yeah.
So far,
Alright.
yeah.
I'll probably keep Daniel as the target. Unless, can I like? Oh no, it's an action to hide. Yeah, I'll stay here.
All right. Furlon, it is your turn.
Well, as I start to move up, I will throw the blade out and cause the fire to erupt. So let me just roll damage to myself. Woohoo! 1.
Nice.
That's not max damage or max damage. Max HP. There we go. I don't know that.
Yeah, I that doesn't do max damage anymore, so even better. So I'm going to be action dashing because I've got 2 people in my way.
Yeah, you'd be right about here-ish, almost.
True.
Yeah.
We probably could have coordinated this a little better.
To be fair, who expects 2 gnomes running ahead?
So that's 50 feet of movement.
Oh.
That's where I'll end my turn.
All right, Grix.
I am moving here. 1, 2. I will get past him, standing right there. And I am not dashing. I'm staying right where I am because I just do not want to be by myself, and I am almost dead.
All right. So it is this creature's turn. It will attack Verlon, who's now gotten into his space.
16 AC.
Oh, sorry, yeah. This is what I think it is. It's gonna be interesting.
So it does sort of these tendrils and stuff sort of like start pouring out of this weird sort of globule, strange mass, and you're able to sort of like lean up against the side of that column real quick, and it smacks up against the column and does no damage to you. Daniel, it is your turn.
Huzzah!
It's gonna kind of grit his teeth. Said, I just waited through shit. I ain't in a good mood. Pulls out his gun. And action surge, 4 shots altogether.
Well, they all hit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just damage now.
Yeah, I hit the other one by accident. Alright, so 21, 27, 35.
Alrighty. So you see you start fanning the hammer and the bullets sort of hit and kind of splash this sort of liquid all over the floor. It's difficult to say, like, it doesn't look any different after having hit it. It just, like, you can see that it's sort of, you can see it that you're making an impact. But with this type of creature, it's hard to see, like, it's not bleeding or anything because it doesn't do that. But you feel pretty good about your flurry of attacks there.
Okay. That's his turn.
Caden.
You probably all heard the gunshots now, yeah.
Yeah, it's real loud.
I will hold my action until after Verlin. Or wait, no, until after dawn.
So what?
So what action are you holding?
Oh, do I have to state the action now, or can I just like
Yeah,
move
you
my
have to-
initiative to?
Yeah, you have to state what it is that you're doing. So, like, if you wanted to, like, prepare a spell, you'd be like, I'm going to hold my spell until this happens, or I'm going to do this until. So you basically have to state what your action is going to be.
So I was gonna move up and cast Guiding Bolt. I was just gonna wait for Dawn to go to kind of clear up space, so I'm not trying to go around her.
So, like, you
can't
can move.
hold the movement.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. So okay, so then yeah,
You can move and then prepare the spell to release after she moves.
can I see the monster from where I'm at? Like I see parts of the token, but it looks like there might be like cover and stuff.
Yeah, there are a couple of columns that would probably obstruct your. But what does the spell say? Just roll the spell real quick, just for. Because the official rules state that if it doesn't specifically say that you have to see it,
I don't think I have the.
Oh, guiding bolt is an attack roll, so it's not. I mean, you could give it cover or something, but it's not something you have to see.
Well, I mean, I have to see it enough, right? So
you need
I
to
guess
move forward one way or another, yeah.
well, I mean, so the thing is, I could see the token. It looks like it's just obscured by columns, so I don't know if it's that I can't hit it or if
Could be like 3/4 cover, depending on how much it's covered.
yeah.
So I mean,
Well, in most cases, if it doesn't specifically state that, like, because some spells will say like that you can see or whatever. If it doesn't specifically state that you need to see it, usually you don't have to be able to see it. You just have to have a general idea of where it is, and then cast it. Those are the actual official rules. So I would let you just cast it from where you are.
okay, and since I had to move forward, I wouldn't hold the action. So does that attack roll hit? Or would you like me to re-roll it?
I was just reading the full. Okay. So it says a flash of light streaks toward a creature of your choice within range. It's 120 feet. So yeah. So 15 does hit.
Okay. Actually, it's probably better to, since I imagine Pebbles does her damage in one attack, it's probably better to give her advantage anyway.
Well, you don't get to pick who has the advantage. It's
No,
just
it's the next
person's
attack, yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess I was waiting for Dawn to go so that Verlin would, get the advantage on his attack. But
At this point, Pebble would probably have it if. She
yeah,
has
and
to.
that's fine. I mean, again, once I had to move forward, I was just gonna launch it anyway.
All right. So yeah, it takes 19 points of radiant damage. So. And Pebble, it is your turn, and you have advantage if you hit it.
Yeah. Pebble's going to 5, 10. Come here and toss a dagger at it.
I would like to rage. Boom.
Nope, no raging this time.
You
Just
also
throwing
get
a dagger.
you also get plus 1d4 to hit.
Roll
Well,
a 23.
A 23 definitely hits anyway.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
wait, is she raging again?
Nope.
No, but she gets advantage because of
Your guiding bolt.
your guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So 5 points of damage.
Yay! Oh, she can attack twice. She throws another dagger at it. Yay!
6 points of damage. All right. Dawn, it is your turn.
Okay, now that there are other people attacking it, I'm going to. Oh wait. Oh no. Okay.
So yeah, he moved out of the way, so you should be good to for regular. Yeah.
I just can't move away from it. Oh wait, unless.
I just got a raised platform appears kind of. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll run up to it and I'm going to
Great catapult.
stab it with my short sword.
Are you a dual wielder or are you
I am a dual wielder, but I'm not dual wielding at
Okay.
the moment.
Okay.
So I've just got one out and I'm gonna
Oh. First attack crit of the campaign.
Which means I got to go get my crit table out. Didn't even have it open.
So that's double the dice there and double the crit strike. Or the
Wait, did
the sneak attack.
that damage roll doesn't look right.
yeah? I was gonna say that's not correct. I don't think.
wait, so which exactly?
No. So the crit is fine. I'm talking about the damage roll under it. It looks like it just
You
rolled a
just
3,
have your
or-
dexterity modifier. You don't have the D whatever for it.
It'll be 1d3
Oh.
plus 6. Yeah, 1d3 plus 6, yeah. Plus the double damage, then
No. It'd be a short sword is D6 damage.
that's the 1d6, then plus your dex mod.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know
Oh.
if Dawn has sneak attack. Is Dawn a rogue?
Yep.
You probably
I
don't.
I had the D6 written in, but I didn't have the 1 in front of it.
Does crit work on the sneak attack damage or no?
Yep. Any dice rolled, it works on.
So it'll be 1d3 plus 6, then double the d6, then the sneak attack, then whatever the crit happens to be.
Plus
There's a lot of
proficiency.
dice.
Well, for right now, it will be you get how much D6 do you have right now for sneak attack?
3d6.
So roll 6d6 for your sneak attack. All right, so that would be the sneak, and then your short sword is D6 plus 3, right, for damage.
Yeah.
So it would be 2d6 plus 3.
Yeah.
So
And
27.
proficiency. And
Do you get
proficiency.
proficiency for damage?
No, not
just
for.
attack roll.
Oh, whoops, yeah.
Pebble trying to cheat.
Hee.
So a nice 27 points of damage.
Yeah, no big deal. Just level 5.
Yeah, I
Would have
just
killed
clicked
me
it.
in one hit almost.
And then it's probably going to be overkill. Roll a d100.
Yes, sir. Alright. Roll.
Now, the first time he was doing this with us in our other campaign, it was all great and fine and dandy until people started critting us, and we had this done to us too. So think
Yeah,
about the future.
and-
This is scary.
Rob's character lost a hand, was permanently
I mean-
scarred.
To be honest, when you said it, I thought you meant you only use the table when it's crits against us. Like, I didn't
No.
think that you would use it on the monsters.
There are two different. There's a crit table for players and there's a crit table for the GM. And my crit table is actually not quite as severe as they give the players the more damage and
Badass.
stuff. Most of the stuff that I get is because obviously they don't want TPKs. So, all right. So it's piercing damage. So it doesn't matter. But what this would have done would be quadruple damage, and the target has to make a DC 16 Dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, it would have lost one of its eyes. It doesn't have eyes, and it you killed it with your regular attacks anyway. I just wanted to see what would happen on the crit
Yeah,
damage.
you know, just
I'm
108
thinking like,
points
wow,
of
quadruple
damage.
damage.
Yeah, just stab it in the core, then.
But the 27 on the crit was enough to kill it anyway.
Yeah, you would have
So-
rolled another 8d6.
So we are now out of combat.
I've still not rolled to attack yet.
You did damage yourself and set your sword on fire.
I will tend to Grix and
Let's just go ahead and say, if I possibly, like, if my full life force was possibly a 29, I'm at 2. Like, I thought I was gonna die. That would have been hilarious.
Swallowed
so
by a toad, first combat.
how are you doing, Daniel?
Well, he looks like he got some acid damage, but mostly seems to be around his cloak and such. Coat. He looks alright otherwise.
Okay. So is there something for healing with the healer's kit, or do I need to use spells?
I think you have to have the feat for the healer's kit for it
Okay.
to actually heal.
Well, we
Um,
did because it
true.
existed in this world. What did we do in the last one? Was it 1d4 plus 4?
No, it was 1d4 plus 1.
Okay, so I bet because in our last campaign, magic was outlawed, and so there was basically no way you were going to find any healing potions. We used house rules to allow for healer's kits to basically be a really crappy healing potion. So 1d4 plus 1. We can use that for the healer's kit, and since it existed in this world, we're gonna just keep it going, even though it's not the rules as written.
Yeah, it's more. I'm just checking the corpse over. I'm not specifically like sticking my hand in to look for coins.
Okay.
Probably
So
nature.
yeah.
Sort of like kind of taking your sword and so that you don't have to touch it, because it looks kind of acidic. You don't see much other than you see a fair number of bones, where this thing has obviously devoured quite a number of creatures. You see a lot of like smaller bones. So the more recent things that it has killed, like you can see like a bunch of rat bones and stuff. And you do see a few other larger bones of creatures that the bones have not yet dissolved. Kind of hard to pick out exactly what they are. Just recognize that they're larger creatures. Doesn't have any wealth on it of any kind.
It's perfectly fine.
And I'll say too, just with a nature check. I mean, you would know that this creature is technically a black pudding, is what it's called.
What a lovely sounding name for a monster.
Just like dessert.
Dana's gonna tap Caden. He's gonna go, "How's he looking?"
He'll live for now. I'm going to use the healer's kit to patch him up, and then if he still looks pretty bad, I'll cast Healing Word.
Maybe the two little ones shouldn't just run off by
Oh,
themselves.
I'll take yours. Yeah, so I am. He looks much better, but he still looks hurt.
Okay, then I will cast Healing Word.
I'm sorry, Grix. I won't run ahead again.
Yeah. Can everyone just stand still for a moment? And after he heals me, I'm gonna get up and give him a bit of a nod. And can I just kind of try to get my bearings based on where we came in and such, and see if I can determine which direction would be the best to go to find out which like to find our way towards closer to the gallows and the actual building?
I guess do an intelligence check. I mean, I would say you know enough about where you came down and where were that you were essentially, if you were standing in the square, you went to the east and then down, and so you would figure that the gallows are to your west, so to the left of the screen at this point.
Okay.
All
right.
So wait, for healing potion, it's 1d4 plus 1 the way you guys do it?
No, that's the
It's
Oh,
no
healing
that
kit.
That was the
yeah,
healer's kit, and then
the
I
potion
rolled a
is
10,
should the
2d4,
first level
2d4.
should be 2d4 plus 2.
and then you also healed 10 points from the healing word.
Yep.
Okay, so is he looking pretty good then?
Over half.
Danny's going
Pretty
to kind of go around Kate and try to hand Grix the healing potion.
He kind of just waves it off and says, "I've learned my lesson. I'll stay further back."
He'll shrug, pop it, and drink it himself.
Yeah, I'm just checking over the corpse. I assume it is a giant toad.
It is a giant toad, yes.
And I will shout out to Verlin that when I was inside, it was definitely poisonous.
So can I try to harvest any of the poison? So just to be specific about it, I'm not looking to use it as a poison. I'm either looking to use it as like a numbing sort of agent, i.e., like replenish healing kit stuff, or sell it to the dryad as a reagent.
Give me a second here.
Well, I guess because I don't have a poisoner's kit. That's not something I could do with like a healer's kit or anything, right?
No.
I mean, I could probably assist by telling you where to actually harvest from.
Technically, the giant toad is not poisonous.
Oh, I thought you said I took poison damage. Or was it just
Um,
acid damage because I was in his stomach?
Yeah.
Okay. My mistake.
All right, never mind.
The black pudding is it's not, I mean, it's not technically acidic. I mean, I guess it is. It does do acid damage, but it's more corrosive than anything.
So I guess I'm just looking, like, I'm trying to build a rapport with the dryad, so I would want to see if there's anything I could pull off of these things that she might be interested in. If not, we can just move on.
I mean, without a poisoner's kit, you probably wouldn't have much that you would be able to use to get any of the sort of remains of the pudding.
Okay.
The toad, I don't really have much that would be used in any kind of spell components or anything.
Okay.
As we're like all kind of here grouped back up, I'm gonna point in this direction and say, that would be the direction towards where the gallows were located.
I've already waded through shit today. Is there any way we can get around that?
He just jumps down.
Can you take me across? Can you take me across?
Come here, Pebble.
Just a second.
Alright, I got disconnected for a second. What are we doing? We leaving?
We were heading back down this way, and I don't know if you heard what Matt told me, but he said, from what I know, the gallows and all that stuff would be somewhere to the west on the of where we are. So we're heading.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't hear
I'm
that.
asking people to head that way.
I'll tell Pebble to jump on his shoulders.
Yep.
And I'll just start walking down there. Maybe not have the little guy go first.
Well, it is still easiest for us to see.
I have a lantern. I can see.
I just wanted to go exploring.
You
I just-
can also be seen.
It's going to take forever to get clean.
I'll put her down on the side here.
Thank you.
So everybody, I mean, I guess I'm not even gonna make a roll for it. above this giant pool that you can see, it does look like there may be an exit up above. Like there's a like up above. You can't get to it. Like so, anything. It looks like there's something you could drop down from below. You're not entirely sure if it's like the well, um, but you do see an opening and you can see sky above you, and it's just a circular opening. But there's no way for where you are, and you don't. There are no ladders or anything. So it's basically in the center of this pool that you're standing by.
How high is it?
Probably about 40 feet.
I will send my bird up or my owl up there and see
Hey.
and have him fly out and see where he comes out.
If anyone needs it, I got some rope.
I don't think that's useful unless you have to throw it up there really hard.
We have an owl. Can't we just try to get it up there?
What if the magpies are paying off one of the guards to toss the body right here in the hole?
That's kind of nasty.
And then the magpies can fish him out.
It's just very, very smart.
So
I'm smart.
as the owl comes up, it does come up relatively close. So it's closer to the gallows than the entrance that you went in. It is not it's not the well though.
Okay.
It is you can see that it is more of just like a hole in the ground, and that is sort of once you get to the top, it's obscured by some bushes. So like from above, like if you were on the ground, it wouldn't be 100% noticeable. But yeah.
Okay. I will
And that
point that out to
water
everyone.
looks extremely deep at this point. So you figure you could probably fall from 40 feet and survive, because that water's probably 30 feet deep. You can't see the bottom where you are.
I would like to pick up a stone or something and cast light on it and just toss it into the pool.
There probably aren't any stones around. I mean, do you have anything on you that you could throw?
Daniel hands him a rock. He's got one.
You have a rock.
Why would you have a rock?
A single rock. I was trying to be funny with the dryads, and Daniel's ready to run something.
All right, so regardless, it doesn't really matter. But once you throw it in there, you can see it sink, and then as it goes down, you lose the light. You don't see it hit the bottom.
That is pretty deep, and it doesn't appear that there's anything living in there.
Are you sure about that? They do say there's crocodiles in the sewer. You can't tell if he's joking or not.
I mean,
are these stairs going back up somewhere? Like, do they lead further?
No, they're just going up to that little platform there.
Okay.
Daniel, you and Grix have grown up here, right? Have you guys heard of any of these creatures that live down here?
Well, growing up's kind of a strong word, but I ain't heard nothing about this, no. Now, giant toads are kind of expected, but the ooze is something new.
I mean, do a history. Both of you do a history check. I mean, there's rumors and such that a lot of, given the amount of industry and crazy people like the Dryad and things like that, there's always rumors that a lot of the water and stuff that comes down here is contaminated, which can lead to all sorts of nasty things, whether they be mutated creatures or things like black pudding. And then obviously mutated large creatures like giant toads. So yeah, they generally they don't have a lot of people patrolling down here, so things are free to
fester.
Exactly. But the sewers are a labyrinth. I mean, they cover like the entire city, and like Quinn mentioned, there are even multiple layers of sewer. So essentially, right now you're on the uppermost layer of the sewer, but then there are pathways that lead down further, possibly even into openings to like the Underdark, though no confirmation of that has been confirmed. But there are definitely multiple layers, as Rivengard is again one of the oldest cities, if not the oldest city on Agamar. So it's essentially just been built up over time, and so there's many layers to this city.
Do I notice any foot travel around this area?
You can attempt to look.
I roll at 24.
Yes, you do.
Is it frequent and in a specific direction?
Basically, from where you're standing, it's around the corner in south, basically where Caden's standing, and then also you can see sort of those across the way as well. There appears to be a fair amount of foot traffic through here.
It seems this place has seen travel heading south.
That's the place where I was checking around the corner.
Well, we should probably travel together, Pebble.
And no more squeezing around things if you can help it.
I just want to make clear that I love the fact that you all technically have no plan whatsoever. You've just gone down into the sewers, and now you're just wandering around.
Oh, wait, I thought we were helping Grix find something that he dropped.
Oh, right, that was it.
Oh,
That's great.
we should all say it together. It's going to call back to these two here.
Is that a person I spy?
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Could be.
Run and jump across. Or technically, more like a just jump across at this stage.
Wait, someone take me with you.
Shouldn't need to worry about that quite yet. How does the vision actually work? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Grix is in such bad shape anyway. He just kind of walks, and if he has to, swims across right there.
Just see the poor little gnome just kind of floating across the sewer water.
Yep. He'll get out on the other side and prestidigitate himself again.
Yay!
Excuse
He's
me.
gonna put her down.
So, I mean, as you sort of like step up to there, I guess everybody just go ahead and roll initiative again.
Yeah.
Well, I said excuse me like one tile up.
I don't know what you guys are doing, I swear.
Yeah, the whole starting a conversation with a random stranger in the sewer was not part of my idea.
At least I tried to start a conversation.
Pebble's just happy she's doing something.
Well, aren't they friendly? Why is everything always angry at us in the sewers?
I don't know, right? It's so weird. You just like walk in, like, hey, look, there's a bunch of foot traffic here. Let's go that way.
It's not that there's a thieves guild in the sewer.
Well, we're searching for information to sell to the other guild, right?
Did that not work?
Are they armed? Like, or they see us go, no, hey, you just draw weapons.
Hold on.
I have the highest initiative, but nothing to do with it. As I said, maybe we need to make you a pistol, see what happens.
Alright, roll 20s. Being stupid.
No, it's just like she wouldn't assume that this person is aggressive to us, so just like run in and stab them, kind of thing.
No, I would agree.
Everything is like normal until something happens, I guess.
Until you hear a gnome scream, spit him out.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
until we hear an explosion down the hall.
All right, so real quick, if everybody wants to take a quick break, I have to fix Roll20 for a second because these tokens are all broken. So if you want to grab a drink or go to the bathroom real quick while I'm doing that, feel free.
Sounds good.
Yay,
Alright.
coffee time. I'm back.
Ooh.
Poor Verl pokes his head in. Excuse me. Ah!
I mean, I love this turn order because obviously it shows you your own name, but no one else's. So the recording is going to have a picture of Verlon with the name Verlon / not horse.
Not horse.
That's what happens when you end up dragging a horse onto your old sheet.
I don't know what to say to that.
You can change that.
No, I'm
I should be able
leaving
to-
it. I'm just...
I'm gonna end up having to make a palm pistol for Dawn, aren't I? That's fine.
I mean, or get a hand crossbow.
I suppose you could do that too, for that matter, couldn't you?
Can I just state for the record that this session hasn't gone anywhere close to how I anticipated?
You're welcome.
At least we don't disappoint, Matt.
This is why I like when playing with Rob and Tara and Mike. Like when I first started playing with them, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna plan out like, oh, this I'm gonna do the like 5 sessions. And I don't even I barely even plan anything anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this together, and then because it never works.
That's why, yeah. I feel like a bunch of maps together, then let's archive them, because players do the damnedest things.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
That's what
I'm just following the rest of the group. And with this situation, I literally said hello and roll initiative.
Yeah,
You
but you
scared the
were
shit
like
out of
you did like you came down in the sewer for reasons like I'm not even still sure of, and then you like found out, oh look, there's people here. Let's go talk to them.
It's not
Anyway,
the greatest plan we've ever had, but it's not the worst plan.
Well, my plan was to come down and try to find if there's a way to get into the basement of like the prison, and like that's how they were possibly getting the body.
That was the initial idea, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and then you kind of found out where you think that might be possible, where the body might be dropped, and then you just kept going.
To be
Well,
fair,
could have asked
to be
these
fair,
people.
you don't expect other people in the sewer. Yeah.
Well, when he says there's foot traffic, I kind of.
Yeah.
Foot traffic, and then you're like, the rumor is that the magpies are down here. So Dawn, if you're there, you're first. Which she should probably always be going first as the rogue.
I mean,
I don't know.
isn't she a swashbuckler? So that's Dex plus Charisma on initiative?
I've never played Swashbuckler. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
they do it.
you get to
I
add
was
your
sure.
Dex and Charisma to your initiative rolls. Because that was the first one I played with you in that end
Yep,
of time
With
campaign.
KT.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so she has a +6 to initiative, so.
I think she might be quick AFK.
I also think it's funny that the only reason that you even fought that black pudding was because of the route that Daniel chose to take the long way around.
I legit thought you said it was too. They just shimmy. So I went, okay, so it's just right for gnome, but humans probably could not go through. So I went, okay, let's go around.
That's funny.
That was legit what I thought you meant. I don't think she is here with us though.
No, I don't think so. We'll wait another minute or two, and if not, we'll just skip her turn.
I mean, how close could she get in reality?
Not very.
Well, because she was saying she would also wouldn't just jump at them and try to stab them, so she would probably wait to see.
I
how
mean,
things
she's a
progress.
swashbuckler. She's clever and charismatic. Goes, stop! We are the watch. We have you surrounded.
It's true. You can try that.
Yeah.
So, is it a case of, considering I can see it, have these people drawn on me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so it's not a case of we're just waiting for them to draw, it's weapons drawn.
Yeah. As soon as you appeared, and I was even being a little bit generous because in reality, there's no way in hell they didn't hear the gunshots from earlier. But I was just gonna be nice and not have them come charging at you from behind. But
Nah, that would have made sense. That would have been.
To be fair,
that
against a black pudding, I kind of had to use pistols. So
well, I'm not saying that. It's just that in reality, if they would have heard that, I was just gonna let it go.
Look, I'm just saying, if they had shown up, we still would have had bless and my spirit weapon up. Just saying.
so we're still armored to the gills one way or another. Besides, these guys could be the ones waiting for the body.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because we could always just come down here during the execution or after it and wait for the. Well, I still think we probably should have tailed whoever picked up the body. That would have been an easy way to find out where their headquarters was.
That would have made more sense.
See, you're making the assumption we make plans correctly.
Well, I did bring this up before we did all this.
And you're also making the assumption that you're gonna all still be alive for the execution. So
That's true.
Level 5 gets swallowed by a frog.
I
He
mean, I was ready to go back
survived.
up as soon as Pebbles said this is probably where the body's going to come down.
So
Alright,
Dawn, are
well-
you there? If not, we're gonna move on to Verlin.
Once Verlin saw footsteps, I would have wanted to see if we could have traced those to the lair.
Well, yeah, that was kind of what I was looking for as well.
Kind of found the lair.
Yeah.
Kind of.
All right, so Dawn had gotten disconnected a little earlier, so I'm gonna move her down here just because it feels like that's probably where she would go. And then Verlon, you go ahead and Take your turn.
I'll redraw the greatsword, cause it to flame up again, and take another 6d6 of damage.
Fire. Sorry.
And instead of just attacking immediately, I'm going to try to yell at them in an imposing fashion to stand down.
So that'd be intimidation. Yeah.
Could I use a strength modifier because I'm making myself big and scary with a flaming sword?
Sure.
I just need to edit that 1 second.
I'm just saying sure because it's probably not going to work because there's 6 people in here and you just showed up.
6. Holy shit. Okay.
I know, but I'm trying the diplomatic option first. No. So that is bonus and action, and I'm going to take a step back. And for free action, I think we found them.
And stepping back though,
Yeah.
you're in melee range of both of those guys at the door.
Yeah, I know.
All right. And they have multi-attack, so they're... Oh, okay, so... Alright, so they both hit you, one of them crits you.
Oh god.
Awesome.
This is how
Let
Burl
me
loses the finger.
So let me grab this. So the first one, because the first one, you do not take 9 points of slashing damage. Let's see.
I will say Matt has a real thing for critting me.
This is true. And it's an 80. So just for the new folks, the higher the level or the higher the number, the more the worse it is. So like for example on this table, a 77 to a 92 is considered life threatening, and I rolled an 80.
He loves to crit me.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love it.
Well
Okay.
then.
So, this is just a duplication of what we had before. So first, so you take 9 points of slashing damage. Then on the second guy who crit you, you actually I rolled crappy, so you only take 10 points of additional slashing damage. But you get the same thing that your last character did, and the slashing, you receive a hideous scar.
Awesome.
You receive a permanent scar on your face, giving you advantage on intimidation checks and disadvantage on charisma checks or persuasion checks.
That's a little, I don't want to say broken necessarily, but that's a little, damn.
Again, this is the second character it's happened to.
Yep. So hideous scar on your face, which is, hey, look, you're a Witcher. That's Geralt's got hideous scars on his face.
I thought he was talking about it was what Dawn had rolled, where it was like 4 times the damage and you lose an eye.
Yeah, there are much fewer of those crazy damage ones on the GM table.
Yep, but that's my turn. Getting a nice, lovely scar.
All right, Grix, it is your turn.
And Dawn, just so you know, because you were not here yet, he just moved you down a little bit because you were saying you didn't want to run in and just attack.
Yeah.
I am going to look at everyone, or not even look at everyone. I'm just gonna yell, "Leave!" And I'm gonna go this way. Hop on across. So that'll be 5 to jump down, 10 to get across, 5 to jump up, and I'm going to just say, "Leave!" And I will stay here, and I will hold a ray of frost for the first enemy I can see coming out.
Okay. Which will be. I don't know.
I mean, I might be able to see like part of her, but I don't know if you want me to wait for this or if you want me to wait until someone moves out.
Yeah, I think that wall makes it a little bit too
Okay.
difficult.
Yep, that's fine. So if someone moves to where Verlin is, then I will go for them.
They kind of did, so.
All right, so this one's gonna come out and swing at you twice, Verlon. It's a 19 and an 11.
The 19 will.
All right, so you take 6 points of slashing damage. And these guys don't have range. Actually, this guy does. So he's gonna move.
The hell, you guys have glaives? Damn.
They have ranged daggers. I mean, they have daggers that they can throw. So
Oh.
Duck behind the wall.
So this guy kind of moves up, and the weird sort of angle. The rest of you can kind of see like these daggers sort of like playing off the wall, and then sort of like flip into the water there as it like is ineffective as it. It's kind of comical in a way. It kind of bounces like the handle kind of bounces off the side of Verlon's head and does no damage. So Caden, it is your turn.
Shit. Do spirit guardians pass through walls?
It does not. I actually asked this one the other day.
Okay. Well, so yeah, I'm assuming I need line of sight on anyone to attack them with it. Anywho, I am going to cast Bless on Verlin, Dawn, and Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, do you want to move?
Well, there's a wall right next to the one chick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I think right now I can only see her. I'd probably stay where I'm at.
Pebble, it is your turn.
We're
Oh.
running? Are we running?
That's what Greg said, yeah.
At least one of us is.
So if you were a halfling, you could stand in the same space as Verlon, but you're a gnome.
She can't
So you
do
can't.
that.
I mean, Verlon's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, but I mean, the halflings have that ability. It's like one of their racial traits is stand in the same space as another person.
As an ally that is at least one thing bigger.
Which is
This
an
one-
odd thing that because technically halflings are a little bit bigger than gnomes, so it's weird that they can do it and gnomes can't.
And it's just gonna hop down, go across. Can she attempt to throw a dagger at the girl from here?
At that angle, you probably could.
Yep, she's gonna throw her last dagger. Yay! And then climb up, and she's done.
You didn't pick up your other daggers?
Nope.
Crit
I mean,
on
they
the
went
deck.
down into a pool and then one went into a freaking pudding. So
Oh, I rolled 20 crushed. Oh.
All right, so go ahead and do a D100.
scar
she
her
was like-
face.
Oh, she is like, it's like 100.
Permanent scar. Yeah, 36. So we do the damage first.
My roll 20 crushed. Hang on. There we go.
Wait a minute.
She has 0 daggers now.
Yeah, I have one.
Instead of the javelins, I decided she would get daggers based on her size.
That makes sense.
I mean, you could have just used darts as a javelin.
Darts, daggers.
I would like to throw a lawn dart.
I mean, that is one of the weapons. Like, I think that's a regular weapon.
Yeah, it is.
Like, whatever
No,
they
I
call
feel-
a simple weapon.
Yeah. I think I have to look that up.
All right, so a 36 is considered a setback. So, wait a minute. Table 18. And it is piercing damage. So this is actually this is the same as the other one. But this is triple damage. And they have to make a DC 14 saving throw.
So that's 27 damage?
No, it would have been 4 tripled is 12 and 1 tripled is 3, so 15 because you don't triple the bonus. You only triple the dice.
Okay.
Oh, for the crit table, you only triple the dice.
Yep.
Okay, alright. Good to know.
And fails the saving throw. So, okay, what did you say what was the total?
A 19,
It was 15.
I think. Well, plus
Uh,
the 4, right?
Well, that's already what. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. So I'm sorry. Yeah, 14 or 19.
All right. So,
Math, everybody.
yeah. So you throw the dagger, and it goes into her eye, her right eye, and she loses that eye as the dagger pops her eyeball, basically, and she takes a bunch of damage.
Pebble doesn't even see it. She's just going.
I like the idea of just like a casual flick of the wrist and a sprint, and you just crippled this person for life.
So that guy can't do anything from where he is. So Daniel, it is your turn.
Okay, so I saw Verlin get hit, so bonus action, second wind. Not great. He's gonna back up, and he's gonna give this pretty pissed expression, like he's in the sewer. He's full of acid. He's full of sewage. It's not great. So 2 shots on this lady here. On the second shot, I'm going to burn a grit point for advantage.
You're also blessed.
I am.
Oh, yes! The second shot.
And a second crit, yeah. You hit my Witcher. Fuck you. Not gonna lie to you guys. I figured it'd be grit because you were in line with Daniel. Like, okay, you hit him. Screw you. But that I didn't expect.
I mean, we're not even that bad of a position, really.
So in this instance, it's called Find an Opening. So you actually do maximum damage
On the crit? So
on the crit.
Okay, so that'd be
add
1...
4 more.
Well, so the first die hits for 10, and then the second die hits for 10.
I think
right?
it's only on the crit though.
Only on the crit, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But he rolled 2 die for that.
Yeah. So it would have done 1 more damage for the first die and 3 more for the second.
Yeah, you're right. You got it.
So in addition to the maximum damage, roll the d4 real quick.
3.
So for the next 3 rounds, you have advantage on attacking her.
Okay, so Daniel's gonna kind of keep his position, and I do get that grit point back. That's because of that 20. So, all right, that's it.
All right, so we got everybody kind of bottlenecked here, so there's not a lot they can do. Dawn, it is your turn.
So we're not in a terrible spot.
Not bad, no.
So yeah, at the moment, I'm pretty much like, what the fuck is going on? I'm going to this would be pretty much all my movement to climb over to this side. To peek through. I assume we're killing these people, right?
That's
I
what
thought we
Dana's
were
gonna do,
running.
so.
Yeah, you saw them
Yeah.
fuck up Verlin pretty bad, and then
Oh, okay, so we're running.
I mean, you
Yes.
say that, but Verlon is still okay.
oh,
Because
they
what
just
you-
gave you a
there's only
nasty scar.
yeah, there's only one. There's one person who also, even with a dagger in her eye, still looks okay. So I mean, and she's the only one that has attacked so far. So you guys are like, yeah, we're doing okay for the moment.
If Verlin goes down and they're able to rush out, we are absolutely fucked.
Yeah, I think we've bitten off more than we can chew here, and I think Dawn would be able to tell that as well. So I'd probably like hop over to this side, see that this chick has a dagger in her eye and she looks completely fine apart from that. And I'll be like, alright.
I mean, she looks
I'm
hurt, but
out
she
of-
also looks enraged at this point.
Actually, I'm going to tap on Verlon's shoulder and whisper, you sticking this one out?
Only for a moment.
Okay. Well. I don't think I have enough movement to take his face and then get out of it.
I mean, you can still dash as your bonus.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't be able to attack, so it's like, what's the point?
As a bonus, yes. If you dash as a bonus, you still have your action to attack. You just wouldn't be able to do
If
a
you're gonna
offhand
do a
attack.
willing, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright, yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna, like, hop into his space and stab her with my short sword.
Okay.
Not dual wielding.
Does 13 hit?
Roll a d4.
Oh, you do have bless, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
14.
14 doesn't hit.
I can't, like, quite reach her because I'm trying to, like, squeeze a swipe, like, between the wall and Verlon, and it's just not quite reaching.
Yeah,
I'd be
Verlon's
like-
a big dude, so.
And you'll be like, oh, if you weren't so fat. No, I'm kidding. And then I move back and like, oh, I tried. And I'm going to move out of the way of these guys and probably sit on the edge here, waiting for the others to retreat.
All right. Verlon, not horse. It is your turn.
Well, I'm going to keep engaging for now until people get a bit further back.
All right.
So, as a bonus action, I am going to Blood Curse of the Marked on the one in front of me. And I'm going to amplify and take 5 points of damage. So my next attack also has advantage.
Okay.
So here comes advantage with a greatsword. I also get to roll another Crimson Right die due to the Blood Curse. So a total of 22 points of damage on the first strike. And the second one is just regular. And another Crimson Right die. So you can just take the crit die for the Crimson
12
Right.
plus 6.
Yeah.
All right.
30, Jesus, I can't
40.
count.
That's 40 even.
Yeah, that's not bad damage for 2 swings.
Yeah, and that actually cuts her down, and she just sort of slumps down on the ground.
I'll still stay here for now until people get a bit further back.
We should try to take one alive if we can.
Okay, back. Sorry about that.
Well, Verlon just cut the dagger face to pieces, so she is down. And Grix, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to move right here. I'm going to say, Verlin, leave. And just real quick, Matt, looking at this, is that a very, very small, narrow way to get out?
It is, yeah.
So let's say I were to, I don't know, double someone in size that was in it. Would they get stuck?
I wait. No, if enlarged though would go to the maximum space available. It wouldn't really.
No, it doesn't. You're still based where you're based.
I mean, in theory, like you could enlarge the dead body of the woman at the door, and
Well,
that could.
if she fell, that's why I didn't want to try casting it on the body. I wanted someone who's standing up, who's going to like expand and be stuck there.
I mean, there's nobody, like she's there, so like if there's nobody standing there, so if you could see somebody in the room, you could enlarge that person, and they would probably be stuck in the room, but
Yeah.
nobody else would be.
No. I will happily wait. I'll hold my action if I think I could stick someone in there.
That's fair. I mean,
I just wanted you to cast fly and then just fly out of the hole and leave everybody.
I don't have fly.
I know. I just in my mind I just pictured this little gnome just casting fly. He's like, "See ya," and he just flies out the hole in the top.
Well, but then we give him the rope. We give him the rope, and then he just hoists us up, right? Or he drops.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I would help you. I'd be able to pull you guys up. No problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. I will, like, if I think, even if I think it's a possibility that it'll work, I want to do it. Like, if I can clearly see, like, the space is a little bit too big, it's not going to work, I will do something else. But if I think it might work, I want to try it.
I mean, I would say if there was a person standing where the dead body is and you cast enlarge, that person wouldn't be stuck there until they moved. Obviously, nobody would be able to get out. Go. I mean, like, so, like, they would be just, and you would enlarge them in front of Verlon, and then they would be able to beat the shit out of him. Nobody else would be able to come out the door while they were enlarged, but that would be kind of like.
Okay, so it wouldn't like all right. So it wouldn't like expand them into the like to where they couldn't move out.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, as it stands, Verlon is basically just trying to hold the tactical retreat right now while people fuck off.
All right. Then. If that's the case, I will. All right, so I moved down there to look at that. That was 10 feet because it's only. All right, so then I will start scooting around this way. So that's. And that's as far as I can move. I will, again, I'll hold a ray of frost in case I can see anything coming out.
All right. So it is the dead person's turn.
That was that.
So I'm just going to move that out of the way. So you do. I don't know if you can see that person coming out standing on top of that body. I'm not sure.
I mean, he's in front of me. He's taller than me, and I'm highly doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. Verlon. A 20 and a 16.
Hit and a hit.
All right, so you take a total of 13 points of slashing damage. And this guy just seems absolutely furious that he's now standing over top of one of his compatriots that you killed.
Well, I definitely wouldn't mind a heal.
So then the other guy that missed with the daggers before, he has 2 daggers remaining, and he will attempt to throw them at you again.
I mean, I'd probably have a little bit of cover, wouldn't I?
Yeah. So he does miss on one. He does a 17. So that one should hit you for 6 points of piercing damage. And then it is Caden's turn.
Okay, I'm still just gonna cover Verlin a bit here. How does he look?
He looks
Verlin, how
pretty
do you
beat up
look?
at this point.
I currently have a scar across my face, which is losing quite a bit of blood. And he looks relatively beaten up, say he's looking like a quarter of the man.
He's got a dagger in his shoulder. He's been sliced up. He's got a big gash on his face. A disfiguring gash on his face.
He's fine. I will cast Healing Word at level 2 on him. So, yeah, you heal 11 points. And then I will cast Toll the Dead on the guy in the door.
Toll the dead. So this guy has not been damaged though, right?
He is not. He does, however, fail the saving throw, so 2d8. Nice. All right, Pebble, you're up.
Are we supposed to be running?
I think we're trying to hold the line here so we can try to get out. Yeah.
I mean, Grix is still moving towards you, like in that direction to get away. So at least he is.
She doesn't have any more daggers to throw, so she's just gonna take another step, 2 steps this way, and be like, "Are we running?" And that's all she's gonna do.
All right. That guy can't do anything. Daniel, it is your turn.
All right. What's this guy armed with?
He appears to have a scimitar.
So first shot, disarming shot. Does 26 hit?
It does. Surprisingly.
Okay.
Well, I think it's contested against his athletics.
No, hang on. I'll post it in the roll 20. Oh shit! Sorry, ignore that. That's just the first shot. I'll take the second one here, so I put that one there.
So strength saving throw to see if he drops it.
Yeah, the DC is
8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom, I believe.
dexterity.
He rolls 7, so he drops the sword.
Yep. So that's the first one. Second shot is he's gonna aim right for his one of his hands if possible. The one he dropped, boom. So I'll roll damage for that one.
All right.
He'll still stay there, just trying to hold the line so the others can get out. It's an action to pick it up and re-equip it, though, isn't it?
Well, but it also slid 10 feet away, right?
Well, technically speaking, yeah, but he's up against a wall, I think. So.
Oh, I can't see a wall behind him. Fog.
Yeah, there is a wall behind him. Yeah, so he would essentially the only place he can drop it is at his feet. And these folks can't do anything. Dawn, it is your turn.
Oh, you can pick up a scimitar, couldn't you?
I could. And that'll take.
So you could go.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna sneak in, and this time instead of stabbing because it didn't work so well last time, I'm gonna snatch his weapon off the ground and look at him and be like, "Well, finders keepers," and then run off again. Back
in.
in.
Just disengage, then right back in. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe he still gets an attack of opportunity.
Because
because I didn't attack him.
Well, the issue is that because pulling out a weapon does not count as an action, so you can draw a weapon as a free action, and he has daggers, so he can pull out a dagger and try and stab you when you grab his weapon.
Wait, even if I take the disengage as a bonus action?
It wasn't really his turn to do that, though. He'd be trying to punch her even then, but that's disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, but disengage is an action, and it would be an action to pick up the weapon from him as well.
But she can disengage as bonus because she's a rogue.
Is it I thought picking up a weapon was half movement.
It's possible I got that backwards, but yeah, disengage would be for a rogue's bonus action. Picking it up and sewing it in their bag or something would probably be an action. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if you use your bonus action to disengage, then you would be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna be like, hurry up, are we getting out of here, or what?
That's the
Like,
idea.
I'm
We're
waiting
trying to
here
get the
for you
others to
guys.
go. Yeah.
So yeah, and I'll just stay here and wait for Verlon and Daniel to get out of Dodge.
Verlin, it is your turn. I just like the fact that you guys have been like trying to leave for like 5 turns and no one's even like 15 feet away from where you started.
It's been 2 turns, okay?
Pebble's inching away. He
Yeah,
doesn't wanna
Pebble's
get
the only
too
one who's like,
close.
"See you, bitches, I'm out of here."
Yeah, I was trying to hold the
What?
line so you can leave, but then
I had my last.
I mean-
my last thought.
Well, the
and I'm
problem
just
is
running.
that like 5 people are holding the line and there's only 6 of you.
I feel like, because, well, for me, it's like not really an issue because I can just dash like
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
So I'm like more waiting for everyone else.
Come on. All right,
Yeah,
so
so I'll-
Verlon, you're up.
I'll tell people to start falling back, but for now, again, until people are further back. Because if I move, 5 people are going to run out and attack people right next to the fucking doorway. So just 2 normal strikes with my Crimson Right Sword. God, I wish that would have hit.
All right, so 18.
Roll a d4.
I don't think I'd
no,
roll
I-
it.
they are.
I know, but
Before, yeah.
I know, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something.
No, they already include the D4. I've got a modifier on the sheet.
Oh, do you? Damn.
Yeah, if you highlight the attack roll,
Yeah, I see it. There isn't a 1 rolled in there.
All right.
unfortunately, I don't have any potions, so I am stood here until people get further back, which I've told people to get further back.
And Grix, it is your turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'll move up. I'll hop back up here so it's easier for me to move. And I'll use my dash and I'll just kind of look to Pebble and say, oh, all right, let's go. And that's 10,
I'm the one that's going.
10, 15. Can I use 10 feet to get across right here, my last 10 feet?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And just to make sure that Pebble comes, I'm going to yell back. I bet you I can beat you back outside.
Oh no.
To make sure she is actually leaving and not turning around and doing something silly. That is what I say, and that is my turn.
You can't. She screams back.
All right, it is this guy's turn. He is actually going to use his daggers now to attempt to stab at Verlon. So they both hit. He stabs really quickly. It was a 20 and a 21. And so you take a total of 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then go ahead and take an attack of opportunity because he's going to whip back into the room.
Big money, no whammies. Oh, come on.
Oh no, they're getting
The whammy.
smarter.
Yeah,
So he ducks
natural
back.
1 and it's an 11.
So that guy ducked back. This guy steps in, and he has the scimitar. So 2 more strikes on you for that. So the first one's a 20 to hit, but it's only 4 points of slashing damage. and the second one misses.
I'm still alive.
Caden, you are up.
It looks like I'll cover your retreat, Verlin. Oops, hold on. I will step up and cast Toll the Dead on the guy in the door.
So the guy in front of Verlon, you said, or
Can I see the guy that we were attacking?
I can barely see him. I'm thinking, could you see him? From
I'd probably hit the immediate threat in the doorway.
wisdom save. 18.
That succeeds.
So wait, is that like? Oh, is it a half or just straight like this?
Huh?
Nothing if they take no damage if they succeed, right?
Yeah, no damage. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Verlin at level 3.
Rise from your grave. Sorry. Holy shit!
Ooh, nice.
Very nice.
All right, Pebble.
Okay, well, Grix taunted her, so she is going to run and also take her action to dash.
She's gonna rage and punch him in the back of the head as she runs by.
5, 30, 35, 40. There we go. And that's all she's gonna do.
All right.
She's just laughing at Grix as she runs past them.
Daniel, it's your turn.
Okay, so I was doing some math here. I can't actually see this gentleman, but then that's not a great corner. So he's gonna glance back at Dawn, kind of a quick nod, like saying, "Get out of here." He's gonna take 2 shots at this guy first. That's the first shot. That's a miss, I imagine.
Roll a d4.
Oh yeah, I didn't use that bless yet, have I?
The bless just keeps going.
All right, so 17.
17 does hit. 13 didn't.
Yeah, so that's good. Thanks for the bless there. So damage here. So that's 11 points of damage. And let's see, with this movement, he's going to go right about here. That's all, only place he can go. That'll be.
Dawn, it is your turn.
Alright, well, I don't know what these guys are doing, but yeah, I've hung around here for long enough, and they're taking forever. So I'm gonna just get the hell out of here. And use dash to get think here, and then dash again to get about here. Oh wait, no. Wait, where are we going?
General idea is getting the hell out of here first.
We came in up this way a little bit.
Right. Oh, back out the way we came.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna climb up on this bridge.
Alrighty. Verlon.
Well, as I can finally see people making a run for it, I'll take 2 swipes and start to run.
Crit.
Nice.
That's a nice crit damage as well.
So you have 2 shots, then you're going. Yeah.
Basically, yeah, so I've got one more attack after this, but I want to see if I can just immediately kill him.
Blow him into bits and run.
Oh, it's only a 47, but it should do something.
I'm trying to look at the right one.
Yeah, it's slashing plus magical fire damage, if that helps.
This is called Slash to the Ribs. It's maximum damage. And roll the damage dice again.
What?
Okay, so I'm rolling another 3d6 then. So that's... Jesus, I need to
So
learn how to
max.
count.
I'm just thinking, max on your first attack was what? It was 4d6 you rolled.
So it's 27 normal damage. It's 12 fire damage. So that's 39 damage on the attack. Plus 12, so that's 51 points of damage.
Yeah, 51 doesn't do anything. Holy shit.
Is he
He's still up.
Oh, fair enough. I'll take my second attack before running away. For another 13 points of damage.
All right. He's still up as well, but
And I'll...
looking a little worse for wear, but he's still up.
Yeah, I'll take the attack of opportunity because I'm going to be jumping across and starting my retreat.
Right. I rolled a crit. A 25. Crit. So it's 8 points of slashing damage.
Oh, just cut his leg off and get it over with.
Like I said, that
Oh, look,
loves to
I-
crit.
Oh, thank God.
I only rolled a 5, so
Why do you have to jinx it, Grix?
That's not me jinxing it. His characters are just jinxed when it comes to these crit rolls.
Yeah, he like goes
Wait, actually,
to run
hold on.
away.
Oh, wait, should we? I say, wouldn't important that kind of help you? It's because you rolled 3.
I can't see the guy, so it wouldn't work.
Well, fair
I
enough.
mean, would it cancel the crit table if the
Yeah.
Death Cleric cancelled
I-
the crit?
It
He,
doesn't say
he
if
has to do it before the roll, so you wouldn't.
No. You could still cancel it out, I'm pretty sure, with your whatever the hell the Grave Cleric thing is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I don't get that. I think until level 6, right?
I have no idea. It seems like it would be a higher level one, yeah.
Nope, not that.
I thought it was your channel divinity.
No. That's my channel divinity. I think I get what you're talking about at 6.
Yeah, Sentinel of Death's Door, I think.
Yeah, where it cancels crits.
So this one just slice to the cheek. It does double damage. So
Take another 8.
well, total, you take 14 points of damage basically.
Okay.
Because I'm not doubling the crit part. I'm just doubling the original dice roll. So 12 plus 2. And then Grix, it is your turn.
All right. 5, 10. Can I? Is this bridge like up? Can I run underneath it?
Yes, you can.
All right, so 15.
Well, I mean, you can trudge underneath it because you're in pretty deep water at this point. But yes.
Okay, so I'll say that will be my first bit of movement. Will be 25 right there, and then dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh wait, no, I don't get 30. That's my full movement right there. And I just look and I say, I'm gonna beat you.
And at this point, you can hear the guys on here basically just screaming at you all, like, "Yeah, you better run," that kind of stuff. So this guy's gonna come running out, charging at.
Yep.
But he does not have his sword because
Just stolen. Yeah.
so he's gonna just try and stab you with his daggers.
My AC is 17.
He hits you with the first one and misses with the second, so you take 5 points of piercing damage. This guy's gonna kind of, he's not really standing there, but he's gonna step up with his friend there, and he's going to swing with his scimitar, and he actually misses you twice, and then he steps back, and it is your turn.
Wait, would that be attack of opportunity if you stepping back though?
I had to see if I held concentration after the first one. I do have daggers.
Yeah, so if you want to try and stab him with that as he steps back, you can. And you miss him. That's just like a comical scene there. This guy steps forward, swings his sword at you, and misses, and then when he steps back, you take your dagger and miss him too. It's just like a little slap fight.
So, sorry, can I take my movement? And I can break up my movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to move there and let him take his attack of opportunity.
Just the one guy with the daggers.
Yeah.
16.
Miss.
Yeah.
I am gonna cast Spirit Guardians and then continue. So I believe both of them have to make Wisdom saving throws.
DC 16 for half damage. Damn.
Well, it's mostly just the fact that it creates difficult terrain for them. So now they probably won't be able to catch us.
And they both fail the wisdom save.
So they both do 17. Awesome.
And then I'll move the rest of my movement.
I'm just trying to see, like, so I'm assuming that you're designating your friends as the people that
Yeah, that
are unaffected
aren't.
by it.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I consider Verlin a friend just yet.
Yeah, you know.
But yes, my compatriots are protected.
All right, so these two look quite annoyed at the weird. So, what do your spirit guardians look like?
I imagine Charon, like the skeletal guy that ushers people into the underworld.
Nice.
Karen in the sewers.
Little reapers floating around. All right, Pebble, you are up.
Okay, she yells because Grix is right there, jumps into the water, swims across. And then uses her action to dash.
You're a black pudding drop from the ceiling.
You laugh, but
Almost there. I'm gonna beat you.
I enjoy the fact that for a few of us it's life and death. The gnomes are just playing tag.
I mean, we had a plan to run for a while now. We just actually were the first one.
Yeah, it would have ended badly if everyone just ran and they chased us.
Verlon, you take a dagger to the back and take 4 points of piercing damage.
Awesome.
And Daniel, it is your turn.
All right, so split shots. First attack is on this guy. The doorman there. Does 18 hit on him?
It does.
5 points of damage on him. Then the other shot's going to be on this guy here. 18 on him.
Yep.
11 points of damage on him. And as his action, he's going to go right. He's going to be right about here for movement.
All right. Dawn, it is your turn.
I'm going to use my action to hide around this corner and wait for the others, because again, it's not really an issue for me to get away. And
Right.
I'm just making sure that the others survive before I make a move.
Verlon.
Yep, I'm going to start to move back. So that's 20, 25. Would I be able to put my sword away and just quickly draw a crossbow? A hand crossbow.
It as an action, I believe you could put one thing away and pull another thing out. It's basically one. You can do one or the other for free.
Okay, if that's the case, I'll just leave it and I'll continue moving.
Yeah, I think there's an actual crossbow talent to make you be able to do it easier.
So okay, so that's 30, and I will action dash.
I mean, because like you could put your sword away as a free action this turn, and then on your next turn you could pull the crossbow out, basically.
So that's 60 feet, and yeah, I'll steal the sword and pull the crossbow out for next round.
All right, Grix.
All right. 10 to get across. 15, 20, 25. I will dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, yeah, that's... And, that will be it for him.
Oh my god, you guys killed Karen, you bastards. Sorry.
So, Caden, as you're moving, you see 2 daggers clink off the wall next to you. They don't hit. And that guy doesn't have any more daggers, so he can't do anything, and it is your turn.
I'm going to.
Dash, man, dash.
I don't need to dash yet. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the guy that threw the dagger.
That's the thing you're gonna do, is try to wound both of them and just make sure.
Well, they're both wounded. I'm just stacking damage in case they try to chase. I'm discouraging them from chasing. Is what I'm doing.
So do a 2d12 because he is taking damage and he fails. All right, that guy is looking really rough at this point and kind of slumps down a little bit.
Sorry, I was thinking.
Pebble.
Yep. She's going to 5, 10. She's at the ladder and starts climbing up.
All right.
And how much movement to get out?
Her speed is half because she's climbing, right?
It's probably about 10, 15 feet of movement, so we'll have you jump out.
Okay. She jumps out, screams in victory, and also attracts a lot of attention to herself.
Oh, we found the item that Grix dropped.
I found his
Covered in-
contact lens.
We're covered in shit.
All right. So, for the sake of expediency, these guys do decide not to. The ones that were out decide not to chase at this point. So,
Can I take? Oh, sorry, just take 2 shots rather than just go. That's it.
I mean, you have to go back around the corner and then go back again.
That'd be the trick. Yes. Yeah.
So, we'll just have you guys head out of the sewers.
All right. I was just hoping I was close enough that I could Misty step and get out.
So I'm just gonna move you
Pebble's
guys
got
to-
40 feet of movement, so she's got a lot.
Yeah, I have 25.
And when she sees Grix, she's gonna be like, "I beat you. What's my prize?"
Yeah, he'll kind of look and say, I will buy the first round at the.
That's acceptable.
And then yeah, I'll like once we get up, I'll kind of just like clean myself off with prestidigitation and then look to Pebble and say, stay still, I'll help, and I'll just get her all clean and I'll help everyone as they come up, like get all the nasty grimy shit off them.
Huh.
Thank
That's
you.
useful magic.
You exploded in front of me before.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes, well, I mean, always I can't control things when I get too upset or excited.
It hurt, but it was very interesting.
Thanks.
And he just sits down on the ground, waiting for everyone else.
So, did we learn anything?
Well,
on
we
this
learned
little
a
trip
lot,
down the
but
sewers?
we learned a lot, but I don't think they're gonna try the same thing since we know where they are now.
Would it be a greater restoration to fix that scar? Or how does that work on at least for this campaign?
And wait, so we're assuming that these guys are the magpies?
I think so. They're waiting there beside the hole where I think that they're gonna toss the body down. So I think yes, they were the magpies.
Oh, we can probably tell Quinn, and he can try and
I mean-
inform the others.
I don't think they're gonna try the same plan again since we saw them.
Well, but
To
I
call
do
an
think
audible the day before the hanging is a bit unlikely, though.
and even if they do change their mind, it still might be enough valuable information for at least that part of the contract to be complete.
I guess.
Assuming an awful lot, but I'm just happy to get out of the damn sewers.
Yes, I'd rather get back to the guild hall so I can stitch up my face.
I also need more daggers. I kind of left them all down there. I
Oh.
think I can go quickly grab them.
Oh no, we just got paid. We'll get you some. Don't worry.
Here,
Just for right now,
use
though,
this.
Daniel's gonna.
I'm gonna hand her the hand crossbow.
And
Hey.
just in case Daniel's gonna go right in Earl's belly, he's gonna hand her a whip.
I don't know how to use these.
Better to have than not, Pebble.
Thanks.
I will pull the one melee weapon I have out and hand it to you and say, here's one for now.
I like how now she's got what, a dagger, a whip, and a hand crossbow.
It is a never used dagger. He
And a whip
shrink,
whip's not been used either.
Yeah.
shrink wrapped. I mean, maybe you could use the whip as a garrote, just like wrap it around somebody's neck and squeeze, I guess.
I mean, I think you technically restrain somebody with the whip. That's always the thing.
I'm
And
just gonna pull all these into her sheet.
as far as like the permanent scarring is concerned, I think like there really isn't a specific. I think regenerate would probably work. I mean, if it can regrow a limb, it could probably recover a scar, but otherwise it's permanent.
Yeah, he'll just stitch his face when he gets back to the guild hall.
I mean, I would make the assumption that Verlon, maybe not on his face, but he probably has plenty of scars already, so it's probably not like he's not too upset about it, I wouldn't guess.
Yeah, that's why he's not freaking out.
When we get back up above ground, what time? Like, is it nighttime? Is it still daytime?
It's at this point, it's probably getting to the late afternoon, early evening.
All right. As we're like all heading back, can I pull Pebble? Like, we could just go look for somewhere to sell daggers now.
Yeah, you can go to
Yeah.
the market district.
Yeah. So I'll just show her to where like at least a decent blacksmith is, and just tell her, you could probably get some more of those in there.
Oh, thank you. And she runs in, still smelling like sewer, obviously. Or I guess a little bit better after the prestidigitation.
I'll join them as well, because I've got a scimitar that I don't need.
A single dagger costs 2 gold.
Can I have 4, please? And then she starts going through her purse bag, which you can tell has a lot of coin in it, and she starts counting out 2, 4, 8 gold. There you go, thank you.
And if you're trying to sell the scimitar, you could probably get, I'd say you could probably get about 15 gold for it.
Is scimitar better or worse than a short sword?
Same, I believe.
It is the
Yeah, they're
same,
equal.
however,
Okay.
it is
Martial.
and it's worth more money technically. Like it costs more to buy one. They do the same amount. Well, and they also do different damage. So a scimitar does slashy damage, a short sword does piercing damage. But a scimitar, if you bought it, would be 25 gold, so you can get 15 gold for selling it, at least here.
All right, guess that covers it for tonight, huh?
Yes, sir. So at this point, do you guys want to head back to the guild hall and wait till tomorrow morning, or?
I would assume so.
For the sake of expediency, probably, yeah. Long rest.
I do want to make one stop on the way there, and I just want to find anywhere, whether it be a tavern or whatever, to just buy a little keg of beer or like a bottle of liquor.
I would think we have that at the bar here, but
I would highly doubt it, since we've never been offered anything. And
Yeah, you probably don't have too much in the way of that at the moment.
Not yet.
Not yet.
yeah. So I don't want anything expensive. I'm like looking to spend like 2 to 3 gold.
Yeah.
At most.
Yeah, that's not a problem. For just a couple gold would cover you.
Okay.
But I mean, that is something that Quinn is currently attempting to do. Is and part of the reason that they want to take some of the money as well is that he doesn't want to stay here. So the plan would be to get a proper sort of hall that has like beds and things like that. But this is just kind of what you've got for now.
So that's like
The stopgap.
how does Quinn react to blood being dragged into his hall?
He seems actually less upset than having a pony. So blood's not that big of a deal.
I will go to the bar, put whatever I was able to get, like whether it be like a small keg in a bottle or whatever, just put it down and just say, well, it's something, and just like start looking around for mugs or glasses.
Yeah, there's definitely enough of that to deal with. So
I get the first drink because I win.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she gulps it down.
And Verlon's when when Moira sees you, you can see that she does some kind of magic, and then she offers you a few good berries.
I'll take a few berries.
I will also attempt to assist you patch yourself up, if you're willing.
So I mean, assume you guys are going to get a long rest, but I mean, in theory, you would get 1 hit point for every good berry that you ate, and she would have given you about 5 of them. So
No, we still get spell slots back. We still get like a second wind back. We still get
yeah, I mean,
rage.
I if you're waiting overnight, then you would it's a long rest, and everybody get all their stuff back.
Yeah, I'd accept probably some. If you help clean it up, I'd probably stitch it up myself.
Okay, I mean, I won't press or anything.
And we'll, as far as your token's concerned, we'll just say that your scar's on your left side of your face because we can't see it.
That's fine.
So, once again, that was not at all what I had planned.
What did you
but-
think would happen?
Well, I mean, there was a whole scenario. Well, first of all, I didn't think you guys were going to go down to the sewer. That's the main thing, is I didn't think that you would. I did think that you would go there eventually, but I didn't think that you would go there before the hanging.
I
So-
didn't either. So I was just as surprised as you.
I just wanted to see if we could find out where they were in the sewer, so we had to assume that would be something about how they're getting the body. And once Pebble said it, we probably all should have left, but